Renee Zellweger was once one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood, from her breakout role in Jerry Maguire to her career-defining performance as Bridget Jones. Her round face and girl next door charm made her instantly identifiable. But in 2014, fans were shocked when Renee appeared at the Elle Women in Hollywood Awards looking almost like an entirely different person. Her face was noticeably slimmer, her eyes looked wider, and many wondered if she had undergone, cosmetic surgery. The change was so drastic that her appearance sparked weeks of headlines. Renee later explained that she was simply healthier, happier, and living a quieter life away from Hollywood pressure. But it's undeniable, that when you compare her photos from the early 2000s to even right now, she looks nearly unrecognizable. Macaulay Culkin, the child star who stole the world's heart as Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, went through one of the most dramatic transformations in celebrity history. In the 1990s, his blonde hair and mischievous smile made him one of the most famous kids in the world. But after stepping away from acting, he re-emerged in the 2010s looking shockingly different, very gaunt, pale, and much older than his age. Tabloids speculated about substance dependency issues, and photos of him during that time went absolutely viral. However, in recent years, Macaulay has made a remarkable comeback. With his healthier appearance, long hair, and a more polished look, he seems like a completely different person than both the child star we once knew and the troubled adult that worried fans. The before and after photos tell a story of a life in the spotlight that hasn't been easy, but one that has absolutely turned a corner. Kelly Osbourne's transformation shocked fans in a totally different way. When she first burst onto TV screens in The Osbournes, she was known then for her punk style, colorful hair, and fuller figure. She was outspoken, brash, and unapologetically herself. But over the years, Kelly committed to an incredible health journey. She revealed she underwent gastric sleeve surgery and then made very dramatic, drastic lifestyle changes, shedding over 80 pounds. Her appearance today is almost unrecognizable compared to the rebellious teen we first saw in the early 2000s. Beyond her weight loss, though, her entire style has evolved. She now sports kind of a very sleek look, polished makeup, and fashion-forward outfits that make her look like a completely different person. The before and after photos of Kelly highlight one of the most dramatic glow-ups in recent celebrity history. Lil' Kim's transformation has been one of the most talked about in the music world. The legendary rapper, whose rose to fame in the 1990s with her bold lyrics and unapologetic style, looked very different in her early days. She was known for her striking features, brown skin, and signature fashion statements, but over the years, her appearance has changed drastically. Fans noticed a very lighter skin tone, altered facial features, and different hairstyles that often make her look unrecognizable compared to her 90s self. Lil' Kim has admitted to undergoing multiple surgeries, but she's also spoken about struggling with self-image issues, and rooted in very difficult relationships, the harsh industry pressures has taken a toll on her. The before and after comparisons show how much she has transformed, to the point that some new fans barely realize she was once the same woman who redefined female rap in the 90s. Lastly, we have Brendan Fraser. Now, his transformation might be the most shocking, but also the most inspiring. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Fraser was one of Hollywood's leading men, starring in The Mummy, George of the Jungle, countless other blockbusters. He was known for his athletic build, charming looks, and goofy sense of humor, but years of performing, his own stunts left him with severe injuries, leading to multiple surgeries. Combined with personal struggles and stepping away from Hollywood, Fraser's appearance changed dramatically. He gained weight, looked much older than expected, and fans barely recognized him. For years, he was out of the spotlight, almost forgotten, but recently, with his acclaimed performance in The Whale, he has returned triumphantly. Now, he looks different, yes, but his resilience and vulnerability have basically won him even more fans. His before and after photos tell the story of a man who fell from Hollywood heights and found redemption in his comeback. Demi Moore is unrecognizable in these new photos. Is Ozempic to blame? Demi Moore, Hollywood icon, ghost, G.I. Jane, the woman who's been turning heads for decades, but lately she's been making headlines for a reason beyond style. People are saying she looks almost unrecognizable, and the internet can't stop talking about it. At the 2026 Oscars, Demi absolutely stole the show in a custom emerald green Gucci gown adorned with dramatic black feathers. To me, it was stunning. To me, she looked stunning, but the contrast of the rich green, with the bold feather detailing, it gave her full peacock energy. The dress was theatrical, the hair sleek, the makeup flawless, but just weeks before at the SAG or Actor Awards, Demi's appearance shocked fans. She looked skeletal, far, like kind of frailer than usual, and with a delicate frame that had social media buzzing with concern. Now, the contrast between that fragile SAG Awards look and her Oscars glamour was impossible to ignore. Naturally, the rumor mill jumped in with some pointing to Ozempic. I mean, the weight loss medication that's become shorthand online for any celebrity who appears thinner than expected. Demi Moore also commanded attention at Milan Fashion Week's Gucci FW26 show on February 26, blending, high fashion with a personal reinvention, sporting a much slimmer frame and a slick wet look bob haircut style. Now, the 63-year-old icon paired her fresh look with an all-leather ensemble from creative director Dema Gavasila. People couldn't stop talking about this look because she just looks so youthful and very different. Let's be clear though, there's no confirmed evidence that Demi Moore is taking Ozempic or any medication to lose weight. Zero, zilch, nada. What we're seeing here is speculation that's been obviously amplified by social media's obsession, with celebrity bodies. Now, Demi has always been slender. That's kind of her aesthetic, but the reactions online reveal more about our discomfort with change than anything about her actual health. Hollywood beauty standards aren't getting any easier. Extreme thinness, whether from editing, surgery, or other methods, can give a gaunt, almost unsettling look that kind of grabs attention. That's exactly what happened at the Actor Awards, yet Demi's Oscar appearance reminded everyone that she's still bold, still magnetic, and fully in control of her image. Demi has been reinventing herself for over 40 years. I mean, roles, fashion, personal expression, she's done it all. When people say unrecognizable, what they're really saying is, we're uncomfortable with change. We're uncomfortable with aging. We're uncomfortable seeing a woman own her presence on her own terms. So was Ozempic to blame? I mean, there's no proof. The real conversation should be about, how we talk about women in Hollywood, especially as they age and evolve. I mean, at the Oscars, Demi Moore didn't just walk the red carpet, she commanded it. So regardless of what you think, one thing is clear, Demi still makes the world stop and take notice. But what do you think about her look? Let me know. Thumbs up for natural aging, or drop a comment if you think she's actually on Ozempic. They say money doesn't buy happiness, but have you seen Kris Jenner lately? She looks happier than ever after spending $100K on a new face. So Kris Jenner, the queen momager herself, just pulled off a glow up so major the internet is still catching its breath. At 69 years old, she stepped out looking almost unrecognizable after a facelift that reportedly cost around $100,000. And instead of pretending it never happened, Kris is saying loud and clear this is her version of aging gracefully. She just landed the cover of Vogue Arabia, and of course she used that spotlight to set the record straight. Kris revealed this wasn't her first time under the scalpel. It's actually facelift number 2. Her first was about 15 years ago, and this time she went to one of New York's top surgeons, Dr. Stephen Levine, for, this refresh. When asked why, she kept it simple. She said, I want to be the best version of myself and what makes me happy. In true Kris fashion, she spun the whole thing into a mantra, like, that's my version of aging gracefully. Now, some people might argue that aging gracefully means going all natural, embracing every wrinkle and gray hair, but Kris is flipping the script. To her, it's about taking control, making choices that keep her feeling powerful and confident, and honestly, what's more graceful than owning your narrative at nearly 70, right? Kris didn't just do this, for herself. She said she wanted to be open about it to inspire people who might not feel great about themselves. Think about that. I mean, she could have kept this whole thing under wraps, acted like her face just magically defied gravity. Instead, she's like, nope, I got work done, I love it, and you don't have to be ashamed if you want to do the same. It's giving honesty, transparency, and yes, marketing genius. Speaking of marketing genius, Kris knows how to cash in on literally anything. Case in point, her son Rob's sock and loungewear brand just dropped a shirt that says, I'll have what Kris Jenner is having. Now forget shapewear or lip kits, Kris is turning her facelift into merch. Only she could turn plastic surgery into a t-shirt slogan. It's her second facelift in 15 years, so clearly this isn't about chasing trends, it's about long-term maintenance. I mean, she's kind of redefining what aging gracefully even means, refusing to let society's kind of rulebook tell her how a woman approaching 70 should look. Her kids are literally part of the process, proving again that the Kardashian-Jenner empire runs like a family business, even when it comes to cosmetic procedures. And she's backing the whole thing as a message of confidence and empowerment. And let's not forget the merch angle. I mean, this is Kris Jenner we're talking about, so every move has a business plan behind it. Kris turns 70 this November. And if you think she's slowing down, think again. She says she plans on hustling until she's at least 85, and judging by her track record, she probably will. She's been running businesses, producing reality TV, managing empires, and reshaping pop culture for decades. And now she's reshaping her face to keep up with her own unstoppable energy. So yes, the price tag is wild. Reports put it around 100,000, maybe even higher. She's not hiding, she's not apologizing, she's not slowing down. She's rewriting kind of the idea that women over 60 or 70 are supposed to fade into the background. So here's the bottom line. Kris Jenner is proving that aging gracefully doesn't have to mean doing nothing. It can mean Botox, fillers, facelift, Pilates, green juice, whatever makes you feel like the best version of you. For her, it's about full glam, full hustle, full ownership of her narrative. Before and after photos are supposed to show glow ups, right? A little healthier, a little happier, maybe better lighting and a better stylist, but lately some of these celebrity before and afters are doing the exact opposite. Fans aren't saying, wow, amazing, they're saying, are they okay? First up, Christina Aguilera. Christina has always been so tiny, but recent photos have sparked a wave of concern. Her face looks sharper, her frame noticeably smaller, and in some appearances, she looks fragile rather than fierce. Fans who grew up with her powerhouse vocals and curves started commenting that she looks drained, almost brittle. The conversation online isn't she looks hot, it's she looks unwell. When someone known for explosive energy suddenly looks like they're running on empty, it raises eyebrows. Next is Donatella Versace. Donatella has always had a very dramatic look, but side-by-side photos over the years are honestly shocking. Her frame has become increasingly thin, her face more tight and drawn, and fans have openly questioned whether she's healthy. The irony isn't lost on anyone. The woman who shaped the fashion, industry beauty standards now looks like she's been consumed by them. It's not just aging at this point, it's a visible shift towards, basically that very unsettling feeling. Now let's talk about Ariana Grande. Ariana has addressed this herself, and that's important, but before she spoke up, fans were very alarmed. Recent photos showed her looking extremely thin with sunken cheeks and a softness gone from her face. People weren't being cruel, they were scared. When someone who's always looked youthful suddenly looks tired and delicate, people worry. Ariana's case sparked a massive conversation about how normalized extreme thinness has quietly become again. Another one that shocked people, Kelly Ripa. Kelly has always been slim, but recent images had fans doing double takes. Her arms look thinner, her face more gaunt, and viewers started saying she looked exhausted rather than energized. Morning TV is supposed to be bright and bubbly, but when someone looks like they haven't slept or eaten enough to sustain that pace, it becomes distracting and concerning. Let's talk about Jonah Hill. Jonah's weight loss journey has been long and public and at times celebrated, but some very recent before and after comparisons left fans very uneasy. His frame looks dramatically smaller, his face more hollow, and people started questioning whether the pressure to completely reinvent himself took things too far. It's one thing to get healthier, it's another to look like the joy got lost somewhere in the process. Another name popping up lately, Sharon Osbourne. Sharon has openly talked about weight loss, but recent photos show her looking alarmingly thin. Her face appears sunken, her body almost fragile, and fans have said she looks like she disappeared into herself. When someone looks drastically different from just a year ago, it's hard not to feel uneasy watching it unfold. And finally, we have Celine Dion. This one hits hard. Celine has been open about health struggles, and recent photos show just how much her body has changed. She looks incredibly thin, visibly weaker, and far more fragile than the powerful performer fans remember. This isn't gossip, this is reality, and it's heartbreaking to watch someone so iconic physically struggle in such a public way. Kylie Jenner, once hailed as the youngest self-made billionaire in the world, the ultimate beauty mogul, and a style icon for millions, is almost unrecognizable. Fans, critics, and even casual observers can't stop talking about it. Something has gone seriously wrong, and the internet is shocked. Let's start with her lips. Kylie's lips were once her signature, the feature that made her a household name, but over the years it seems the injections have gone too far. They're not just plump, they're swollen to the point where, her expressions look frozen. On camera, she often appears to be smiling, but if you look closely, her lips barely move. Fans have noticed that even when she laughs or talks, the natural movement of her mouth is almost gone. Lip fillers are supposed to enhance, not replace, and it doesn't stop there. Kylie's cheeks have also changed dramatically. Once naturally soft and youthful, they now have a taut, kind of like sculpted look that seems more synthetic than real. Some cosmetic experts online are speculating that she's had cheek fillers or even fat transfers done repeatedly, leaving her with that sharp kind of plastic-like appearance. Now, the face that used to be the definition of smooth, natural beauty now seems almost alien-like. Now let's talk about her jawline. Kylie's jaw has gone from soft and rounded to sharp, angular, and almost a natural. Some fans joke that she could now cut diamonds with it. I mean, experts suggest she may have had jaw fillers or even surgical contouring to achieve that extreme look. Now the problem? Well, it throws off her whole facial balance. What used to feel approachable and relatable now feels distant, almost robotic. And while, her cosmetic procedures have made headlines, we can't ignore how her changing appearance affects her overall vibe. Kylie's always been the queen of self-branding, known for her glow, charm, and a kind of effortless allure. But as her face changes, fans are noticing a shift. She looks less like the Kylie we grew up seeing on social media and more like a constructed version of herself. It's the kind of transformation that sparks endless memes, TikToks, and viral debates across the internet. Critics aren't holding back either. Social media is flooded with side-by-side comparisons of Kylie from just a few years ago versus now. I mean, some fans are mourning the girl they once, admired, while others are fascinated, watching every cosmetic tweak like a science experiment. But beyond the commentary, one thing is clear. This is a warning story about the dangers of overdoing cosmetic procedures in the name of perfection. Interestingly, Kylie isn't the only celebrity facing this. The likes of Kim Kardashian, Megan Fox, even some younger stars have experienced the slippery slope of chasing the perfect face. But Kylie's case is particularly striking because her image is the backbone of her brand. I mean, when your face is your business, every tweak is magnified 1,000 times. Every change becomes a public spectacle, and in Kylie's case, that spectacle has turned into controversy. So what's next for Kylie? Will she embrace a more natural look again or continue down the rabbit hole of cosmetic enhancements? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the internet is obsessed. Every new photo, every new appearance goes under a microscope, dissected and debated by millions, of viewers that are hungry for the latest did she or didn't she. So Kylie's Jenner face has become more than just a beauty statement, it's now a viral phenomenon. 36-year-old Emma Stone is almost completely unrecognizable now. When Emma Stone showed up at Paris Fashion Week, people lost their minds. Not because of what she was wearing, no, but because no one could agree on whether it was even her. The internet basically lit up like a Christmas tree with comments like, "Who is this person?" And that's not Emma Stone, that's Shmema Shmone. Now, she was sitting front row next to Blackpink's Lisa, and fans were convinced, they were looking at an entirely different human being, which fair, because she does look kind of different. So here's what actually went down though. Emma, who's now 36, walked into the Louis Vuitton show in Paris wearing this very soft cream dress and cropped cardigan. Total classic movie star moment. It was giving, very Pretty Woman-esque. But the real shocker wasn't the outfit, it was literally her face. People said she looked completely unrecognizable, different skin tone, new bone structure, and like a totally different aura about her. It didn't take long for the internet detectives to start throwing around theories. I mean, is it fillers, filters, surgery, maybe even AI? I mean, who knows right now? But before we start spiraling into alien clone conspiracy theories, let's look at the facts here. Emma recently shaved her head completely for her new film Begonia. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But yes, she buzzed off her whole iconic red hair. Her hairstylist called it a very bold, fearless transformation. Honestly, it was, but it was also giving like 2001 Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model vibes, and I don't like that. She's sporting this new copper auburn tone they're calling spiced sienna. And I mean, it's giving futuristic goddess energy, which if she likes it, I love it. But apparently the world just wasn't ready and isn't ready. I mean, fans started saying her face looks totally different. And of course that opened the floodgates. So here's where I have to be a little savage, okay? Because when a celebrity switches up their look drastically, people lose all chill. I mean, the same crowd that praises authenticity will immedately scream, ruined, the second someone takes a risk. So in 1 minute it's good, the next it's not. It's classic internet hypocrisy. God forbid a 36-year-old actress changes her hair or experiments with her style without being accused of destroying her face. I mean, my God, right? But let's be honest, angles, lighting, and a fresh cut can change how anybody looks, literally. Combine that with, high definition cameras and 1,000 people editing the same photo differently, and suddenly you've got 30 versions of Emma Stone circulating online. Half of them probably don't even look human. And the irony, well, everyone, screams plastic surgery, of course, while posting selfies with 5 filters and Facetune maxed out. So still, there's something deeper here though. I mean, Emma's always been known for her expressive kind of face, she's got really huge eyes, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, they're nice. She's got this smirk, that very quirky, relatable girl next door vibe. So, when she stripped all of that down and came out with a shaved head and softer features, features, people didn't know how to process it. I mean, it's like they forgot that actors are supposed to transform. That's literally their job. But the harsh reality is that Hollywood loves a makeover until it doesn't. I mean, when you're young and changing, it's called growth and evolution. But when you're in your mid-30s and changing, suddenly it's desperation. The double standard here is wild. Emma Stone didn't ruin her face, guys. She literally just stopped catering to what people think she should look like. And apparently that's enough to break the internet. So here is the real takeaway, at least mine. She's evolving. She's stepping into her next era. Maybe it's not the Emma Stone you're used to, you know, but it's still Emma Stone. And if the price of artistic freedom is being called unrecognizable, then honestly, I mean, that's kind of iconic, right? Because at the end of the day, like whether people love it or hate it, they're still talking about her. I'm here talking about her. And in Hollywood, that is the ultimate win. So yeah, 46-year-old Kourtney Kardashian is suddenly unrecognizable and people online are convinced she's ruined her face. But what if the truth behind how she looks now is way darker than anyone wants to admit? In the newest trailer for the Kardashians, Kourtney is seen looking exhausted, tense, and honestly unlike herself. I mean, her face not only looks different, it looks strained, like someone who's been holding in something heavy for just way too long. I mean, this comes right after what insiders are calling one of the nastiest fights ever between Kourtney and Khloe. A fight that reportedly left Kourtney miserable and isolating herself from the family. And now people think the emotional toll is literally showing on her face. She kind of looks like she has an Ozempic face, but that's another story. Now, the internet is already going wild. Fans who used to praise Kourtney as the most natural Kardashian beauty are now saying she kind of OD'd on filler and Botox. I mean, Reddit threads are dragging her new jawline. Twitter is accusing her of trying to compete with Kim's face, and Botox experts on TikTok are pausing screenshots of the trailer like it's a crime scene breakdown. And people who have followed her for years are saying she's lost the softness that made her relatable. But what if this isn't about fillers at all? Because what we're seeing isn't just a new face, it's a woman who looks like she's kind of at war with herself. Whether she touched her face or not, something clearly has changed. I mean, the spark in her eyes that made her the chill sister, it's gone. The calm confidence she had when she broke away from filming years ago, that is gone. The woman who said she didn't care about fame anymore suddenly looks like she's like suffocating under it. I mean, let's be real, Kourtney has always been the one sister who seemed very sane in a world of chaos, but now she looks like she stepped straight out of a Hollywood pressure cooker. I mean, the stress from her relationship with the family, nonstop online criticism for marrying Travis Barker and that drama, and constant comparisons to Kim have created the exact thing Kourtney swore she would never become: another Kardashian who's been manufactured, filtered, and emotionally fried. And here's what people are missing. Faces do tell stories. When someone's face changes, it's not always surgery. Sometimes it's like suffering. I mean, Kourtney's evolution looks less like vanity, more like someone breaking under the pressure. Fame has been aging the Kardashians in real time for years, but Kourtney always avoided that Hollywood look until now. So maybe the real question isn't what did Kourtney do to her face? Maybe it's what did fame, family, betrayal, and whatever else do to Kourtney? Because whatever happened, you know, behind the scenes between her and Khloe clearly wasn't just like little sister, big sister drama. Kourtney looks like she's done pretending, done performing, done being edited into the role she's expected to play. And the scariest part of this whole thing, well, when someone reaches that level of burnout, they don't just change their face, they usually change their whole life. I mean, this isn't a makeover. This is a meltdown disguised as glamour. And anyone who thinks this is just about filler is kind of missing the real story here. 50-year-old Angelina Jolie is unrecognizable after ruining her face, and these photos prove it. Okay, let's talk about what is going on with Angelina Jolie, because the internet is spiraling, and honestly, I kind of get why. New photos of her just dropped, and you know what? It's Angelina attending the Shanghai Fashion Week in late March, and people are genuinely asking the same question. What happened? Now, it's not in like a shady troll comment kind of way, but in a very real confused, is that actually her kind of way? But fans started throwing around the thought of maybe this is her body double, or yes, you guessed it, a clone. That's all the hype right now. Because, you know, this is Angelina Jolie. I mean, for years, she wasn't just considered beautiful, she was the standard. I mean, the face, the bone structure, the effortless, you know, untouchable Hollywood Hollywood aura. You don't just become unrecognizable overnight unless something has clearly changed. And that's exactly what people are reacting to. In these new photos, fans are pointing out how dramatically different her face looks. It's a lot sharper, more hollow, almost fragile. Her features, which, used to be very soft but defined, now look extremely angular. Her cheeks appear sunken, her skin looks thinner, and overall, there's just this noticeably gaunt appearance that people just can't ignore. And before anyone jumps to conclusions or comes at me, this isn't about attacking her. It's about the fact that the difference is so visible that it sparks some real concerns. Because here's the thing, this doesn't look like typical Hollywood aging. This looks like something deeper, whether it's weight loss, stress, health, or just the pressure of being in the public eye for decades, Let's be real for a second though. Angelina Jolie has been through a lot. We're talking very public relationships, a very messy divorce, years of legal battles, health scares, surgeries. This isn't someone who's been living stress-free, spa day lifestyle every day. So when people see these photos, it's not just gossip, it's concern mixed with shock. But of course, the internet doesn't stop at concern, right? Some people are already throwing around words like too thin, unwell, and even speculating about possible cosmetic changes. Others are saying it's just bad lighting, harsh angles, or very unflattering photos being blown out of proportion. And honestly, I would say it's probably a mix of everything, because cameras can exaggerate, lighting can distort, and when you're already a naturally very slim person, even a small weight change can completely alter how your face looks on camera. But still, the reaction has been very intense, and it raises a bigger conversation that Hollywood hates having, because women in the spotlight are expected to do the impossible, which is never age, never change, never look too thin, never look too full, never look tired, but also somehow stay completely natural. So, pick a struggle, babe, please. If she looks older, people talk. If she looks different, people talk. If she looks exactly the same, then it's, what work has she had done? There is literally no winning. But what's interesting here is that this isn't just random criticism, it's the level of shock. That moment where people genuinely don't recognize someone they've seen for decades, and that's why this is blowing up, because when someone as iconic as Angelina Jolie suddenly looks different enough to spark headlines worldwide, people are gonna pay attention, right? So the real question isn't, did she ruin her face? Because, that's dramatic and honestly kind of unfair. The real question is, what are we actually seeing here? Is it just a rough set of photos, a moment caught at the wrong angle, or is it a sign of something deeper going on behind the scenes? And that's the part no one can fully answer yet, but one thing's for sure. When the internet collectively does a double take like this, something has shifted, and trust me, this conversation is not going away anytime soon. Amanda Bynes is back and almost nearly unrecognizable after shedding 20 pounds on Ozempic. Amanda Bynes, what on earth happened? The former Nickelodeon sweetheart now looks almost unrecognizable after dropping 20 pounds. Thanks to Hollywood's favorite, Ozempic. Yep, that same medication that's turning red carpets into walking ads for, I woke up like this. At 39, Amanda revealed she lost 20 pounds, and she's not stopping until she hits her goal weight. She admitted she started at 173 pounds and wanted to get down to about 130, all because she said she looked better in paparazzi pictures. That's not exactly body positive influence talk, but you know what? At least she's being real. And in true Amanda fashion, this wasn't as simple I worked out and ate a salad journey. She tried the pill version of Ozempic first and actually made her gain weight. She went from 173 to 180 before switching to the injectable version, which finally worked and brought her down to 163. So yes, even Ozempic comes with its plot twists, but it's not just the weight that has everyone talking. Amanda's been quietly upgrading her entire vibe. She's experimented with bleached blonde streaks and black extensions, bleached brows, and that signature heart tattoo on her cheek. Add in the septum piercing and a new confirmed cosmetic tweak, like eyelid surgery and lip fillers, and she's basically created a whole new version of herself. The brand might still say Amanda Bynes, but the packaging has been completely redesigned. Now let's talk about why. Amanda said she wanted to lose weight to look better in paparazzi shots, which honestly is brutally honest. She knows the game she's in, the camera's always watching, and every angle becomes a headline. After everything she's been through, the public breakdowns, the conservatorship, the memes, this feels like her comeback era. Not a return to fame, but a return to control. Still, there's a cautionary side to all of this. Ozempic might be Hollywood's new best friend, but it's not a magic wand. Amanda herself proved that. It didn't even work at first. And when you mix weight loss meds with cosmetic procedures, you're stepping into a world that's more high-risk experiment than self-care routine. But here's the thing, Amanda's transformation is setting the tone for what's becoming the new beauty standard. Celebs are dropping pounds faster than we can scroll, all with the help of injections, fillers, and a little surgical fine-tuning. Is it empowerment or just more pressure disguised as self-improvement? That depends on who you ask, of course. Amanda's own words were simple. She said she just wants to feel skinny and cute. And honestly, that's what makes this story hit different. It's kind of raw and unfiltered, and it's something a lot of people secretly relate to, even if they won't admit it. She's clearly feeling herself again, posting updates and promising there's more to come, and honestly, good for her, because this is the same girl who went from Nickelodeon to total media chaos and somehow lived to tell the tale. So will she hit that 50-pound goal? Maybe. Will she keep reinventing herself? Probably. Will the paparazzi finally give her a break? Definitely not. But this Amanda Bynes comeback era, the Ozempic, the face tweaks, the glow up, is proof that she's not hiding anymore. She's rewriting her story, one injection and one selfie at a time. Whether you love it or not, you're watching. Chrissy Teigen is almost completely unrecognizable in newly surfaced photos. Could it be Ozempic? Here's what I know. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. Chrissy Teigen stepped out in new photos and people are losing their minds because she looks different. And not like new haircut different, I mean full on, did I just scroll past a face swap filter kind of different. And of course the internet did what it always does. It decided that she must be on Ozempic. Not a new like skincare routine, not lighting, not weight loss, no contour. No, immediately it was just Ozempic. So welcome to 2025. Now here's what actually happened. Chrissy opened up recently about why she decided to use Ozempic in the first place. I mean, and honestly, it wasn't for like a vanity glow up or to fit into, you know, sample size dresses. She said after losing her son Jack at 20 weeks, her body and her life spiraled. She gained around 40 extra pounds and felt like her body was completely stuck. Like no matter what she did, nothing would change it. You know, add millions of people online constantly body shaming her, you know, too big, too small, too bloated, too skinny, all while pretending they're just concerned about her health. Yeah, sure, Brenda. I mean, you definitely care. So she reached a point where she finally said, screw it. I'm doing what makes me feel good. And she decided, you know, to be honest about using Ozempic, which by the way, is more honesty than 95% of Hollywood combined. I mean, most celebrities would rather claim they just stopped eating gluten and started drinking water while they're literally wasting away. Chrissy didn't do that. She told the truth. She said, yes, I used it. Yes, it helped. And no, I don't care if you're mad at me about it. But the second her face popped up looking slimmer and tighter, the internet went feral. I mean, people were like, why does she look like a different person? Did she get surgery? Is this AI? Is her new face still under warranty? Let's be real. We've seen this, you know, Ozempic face thing enough times now to know what's up. When people lose weight really, really fast, their facial fat drops too, and things get a little sunken, a little sharper, a little, you know, like, wait, who is that? And that's exactly what people mean when they say she's unrecognizable. They don't mean she actually looks bad. They just mean she looks different than what they're used to. Consistency is a hell of a thing, and Chrissy just unsubscribed from her old look. Now, do I think Ozempic played a role in, you know, her transformation? Yeah, but do I think it's the only thing going on? Absolutely not. This is Hollywood. Botox is basically chapstick out there. There are fillers, facial, skin tightening lasers, contour makeup, filters, jawline tape, and enough editing apps to rebuild your face pixel by pixel. You think she, you know, isn't using those too? I mean, come on, please. Chrissy Teigen may be a chaos agent on Twitter, but she's not stupid. And kind of what's wild is that the headlines keep calling her unrecognizable, like that's the ultimate insult. Since when is evolving a crime? People grow up, faces change, trauma changes you, money definitely changes you. The only people who stay looking exactly the same are Disney characters and people trapped on those TLC shows, you know? Chrissy is a mom of four, a brand owner, a cookbook queen, and she lives under a microscope. If she wants some medical assistance to feel better in her body, I mean, that's her business. And what I actually respect is that she said she's doing it for herself, not for trolls, not for tabloids, not for approval, but no matter what she does, people will talk. If she gains weight, they drag her. If she loses weight, they drag her. If she doesn't, you know, or isn't honest about using Ozempic, they drag her. If she lies, they drag her. Literally, there's no winning unless you stop playing, and she basically just did. So is Ozempic to blame for her transformation? I mean, not really. Ozempic didn't transform Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen transformed Chrissy Teigen. I mean, the medication was just a tool, like they all say. The real change came from someone who finally stopped caring about what other people thought about her body and did what made her feel good. So whether you agree with her choices or not, at least she owns them, which is more than I can say for most celebrities, influencers, and honestly, half of the people in your Instagram feed. So yeah, she looks different now, and what? I mean, let's stop acting like a woman changing her face or her body is some sort of breaking news event. It's not. The only thing shocking here is that she actually told the truth about it. I mean, if honestly, like, it's about aesthetics and makes people this uncomfortable, then buckle up, because we're just getting started. The 2025 VMAs happened. There was the good, the bad, the ugly, and the unrecognizable. Jessica Simpson has officially made jaws drop, and not just with her Christian Siriano gown at the 2025 VMAs. The real shock was her face. Fans couldn't stop asking, you know, is that even Jessica anymore? I mean, showing off a very noticeably plumper pout and a wrinkle-free visage, the singer-actress looked much younger than her 45 years while posing for photos on the red carpet. At 45 years old, Jessica hit the VMAs red carpet for the first time since 2006, so 19 years away, and she came back in a sheer black corset bone Siriano gown that looked like it was designed specifically to get the internet talking. Think very dramatic tulle cutouts and all the right places, high-waist undergarments. It was honestly very daring. It was very dramatic, and it was instantly one of the most talked about looks of the night. But before the fashion world could even catch its breath, social media went into full meltdown mode. Some fans swore it wasn't even Jessica Simpson, calling her completely unrecognizable. A few thought the red carpet pics were actually just AI. Now, the comments, absolutely brutal. One person said she looked like she had an allergic reaction to expired chicken of the sea, which, if you know, is the most savage callback to her very infamous "is this tuna or chicken" newlyweds moment with Nick Lachey. Now, others said she looked more like Addison Rae or model Brooks Nader than herself. Basically, people were double checking captions like, wait, Jessica Simpson, really? And of course, the internet has its many theories. Facelift, fillers, too much work done. Some begged her to stop, but it wasn't all shade. No, a lot of fans defended her, saying she looked incredible for 45 and that many people just aren't used to seeing her after almost 2 decades away from the VMAs. Now, amid the plastic surgery speculation and shocked reactions, you know, there were also a ton of comments remarking on how incredible Simpson looks. And honestly, this wasn't some random comeback. Jessica has been slowly stepping back into the spotlight this year. She released new music, dropped an EP called Nashville Canyon Part 2, and even performed at the American Idol finale. So it's all part of her post-divorce renaissance. Her own words say, you know, music has been her lifeline during kind of one of her darkest times. So this red carpet appearance, it wasn't just about shock value, it was kind of symbolic for her, like a full circle moment. Now, Jessica Simpson, after years out of the spotlight, you know, she came back. She made sure the world noticed that she was back. Now, whether people loved it or dragged it, they were certainly talking about it and her. And in pop culture, you know, that's a lot of power. This moment has everything. I mean, fashion, nostalgia, memes, drama, a little controversy, and a whole lot of viral energy. Jessica Simpson didn't just attend the VMAs, she kind of stole the whole conversation around it. Kathy Griffin's got a brand new face. It's bold, it's fresh, it's lifted, and it's worth every penny. You ever wake up, stare in the mirror, and think, who is that? Well, Kathy Griffin just did that for the whole world, except she planned it. At 64, the legendary queen of savage stand-up was spotted in Malibu after her 3rd facelift. Looking well, let's just say. If you saw her on the street, you might do a double take. Fresh from a Pilates class, rocking an orange Adopt Don't Shop tee, which is real AF, and I honestly applaud her for that one. She also was rocking her trademark red hair and oversized shades. Kathy has officially entered her "I've earned the right to shock you" era, and that she did. And she's she's not hiding it. On her podcast, she flat out confirmed, yes, it's my third, before adding, I know that's so vain. Nobody's coming to my shows for my face, they're coming for the jokes. She's not wrong, and honestly, I mean, that's Kathy, very self-aware, unapologetic, and always ready to roast herself before anyone else gets the chance to. This time around, she went to Beverly Hills surgeon Dr. Ben Tilley, who is the same one who did Sia's facelift. The difference? Well, Kathy's showing her results to the world instead of hiding under a wig or a lampshade or whatever else, Sia has done to hide her face for many years. She even laughed about the process, but made it very clear that it's painful. Forget anyone who says cosmetic surgery is like getting a tooth filled. Kathy says it's more like your brains are sliding around in there. Glamorous? No. Honest? Yeah, completely. And honestly, we love an honest, unfiltered comedy queen, right? She spilled every detail, her eyelid work, chin stitches, drains, nurses, and a stay in what she called a rich lady recovery center. She openly admitted the vanity takes over, and honestly, judging by her transformation, she's not wrong about that either. I mean, of course, Kathy's no stranger to going under the scalpel. She had her first nose job at 26, back when Hollywood's beauty standards were even more ruthless. Over the years, she's documented liposuction, cosmetic tweaks, and recovery photos, never sugarcoating the bruises, swelling, or scars. I mean, she's the rare celebrity who will actually show you the ugly side of beauty. So why talk about it now? Well, because Kathy thrives on transparency. She's not just inviting you to laugh at her punchlines, she's inviting you to laugh with her at the truth of aging in a youth-obsessed industry. She's turning every stitch and scar into a story, and every transformation into a conversation. And I mean, she had to come back and give us this, because remember a few short weeks ago when she was caught outside looking like Sideshow Bob and Carrot Top had a baby? Yeah, that was like extremely rough and really scary. I mean, like, is she unrecognizable now? Sure, a little bit, but that's never been her brand. Kathy Griffin has always been about reinvention, shock value, and just never letting anyone else control her narrative. Facelift or no facelift, she's still the unapologetic, sharp-tongued wildcard that we came for, just with a little extra lift. Well, what do you think of Kathy's third face? She's like the Texas Chainsaw Guy at this point, but do you love it, hate it? Let me know.
Some people are saying that Selena Gomez is on Ozempic, but what is the truth? Now, Selena recently shared a mirror selfie on Instagram where she was sporting a simple black tube top and exposing her midriff. Now, it was a photo meant to promote her brand, Rare Beauty, but more people were focused on the singer's looks, more specifically, her weight. Not long after the selfie went viral and was reposted by several different media platforms, commenters began to accuse her of using weight loss drugs due to how much smaller she seems. And I mean, Ozempic is all the craze right now with celebrities in Hollywood, so is it a possibility that she's on it? Now, Selena has been outspoken in the past about her lupus diagnosis, and subsequent symptoms have affected her body as she has been known to fluctuate with her weight. Now, at the beginning of 2025, she announced that her lupus was in remission, and she started transforming into the once healthy star we watched grow up. Still, in the last few months, she's been looking thinner than ever and has started making fans and other internet users speculate that something is going on behind the scenes besides her lupus. Now, fans commented under the recent photo, asking the star what she's done. One user called the picture an Ozempic selfie and added, "What else is new?" Another harshly joked that Selena was an Ozempic ambassador, as an additional user accused the selfie being taken with the power of Ozempic. Did she Photoshop her body? Asked another user, cause wow. Now, Selena hasn't commented on the Ozempic comments yet, but she never hesitates to shut down negative remarks about her physical appearance. Last November, after trolls criticized her look at the Los Angeles premiere of her film Amelia Perez, accusing her of hiding her figure, she fiercely clapped back. "This makes me sick," she said. "I have SIBO in my small intestine. It flares up. I don't care that I don't look like a stick figure. I don't have that body," she slammed. End of the story. No, I'm not a victim. I'm just human. And yeah, dissing people for their weight gain or loss isn't that cool. Selena Gomez has been open in the past about her weight gain due to certain medications, and it's made her insecure, and then at some points she didn't like her body. So yes, Selena has lost a lot of weight, but her lifestyle has changed. With her lupus in remission, she's surely feeling better, and is probably able to do exercise and take care of her body better. And don't forget, she's also gearing up for her wedding to her fiance Benny Blanco, taco in the next couple of months. Also, Benny loves to cook and has said many times that he likes cooking for the two of them. So maybe she's been eating healthier than before. Now with all these different things going on, it's not hard to understand that her body would change and she would lose some weight. And who knows, maybe her doctor prescribed her Ozempic to help her with some of her lupus symptoms. Regardless though, I don't think it's any of our business. As long as Selena is healthy and happy, that's all that matters.
Number 10. Madonna. What is there to say about this woman's career? Madonna has been stuck in our heads since we first heard her hits like Material Girls and Crazy for You. What may have also gotten stuck in your head though was just how gorgeous this woman once was. In the 1980s, Madonna was well known for her stylish duds and big blonde hair, at times channeling some serious Marilyn Monroe energy. It was unfortunate that Madonna felt the need to fall into the world of plastic surgery and injections as she got older. Photo comparisons from the 80s to now showcase the major changes, with her forehead appearing to be pushed out, as well as her cheeks and her lips being filled with enough Botox to give her the appearance of someone wearing a mask of Madonna over their own face. What's more is this combination seems to have molded her eyes into the almond shape of the cat. Fans have always been left wondering what she may have looked like if she never got any surgery. Would she still be a material girl, or would that material be riddled with stain? Number 9. Kendall Jenner. There have been rumors about the Kardashian crew getting cosmetic surgery since the moment that they first appeared on our screens. Each and every member of that family are accused of having either a nose job or cheek fillers, but Kendall has one noticeable difference that stands out from the rest. In side-by-sides, Kendall's eyes are actually a little bit larger than they once were, as well as more almond-shaped. Several doctors have chimed in online and claimed that there is no way she could have achieved this look by simply using cosmetics, unless they have some kind of a magical substance that yanks your face back, but it probably exists, but that's still very suspicious. Number 8. Bella Hadid. Bella is actually one of the main reasons that this surgery has become so popular. When you compare photos of Bella 10 years ago to ones taken this year, it's night and day. Not only have her cheeks noticeably shrunken and become more toned, but her eyes are more almond-shaped and cat-like. Bella was one of the first people to openly admit to receiving the treatment as a way to further enhance her already obvious beauty. Bella has been drenched in plastic surgery rumors for a long time. In 2018, she clapped back at her so-called haters, telling them that she was horrified of what plastic surgery may do to her face. While cat eye is not considered to be plastic surgery, it's still an invasion of one of the most sensitive areas of your face. But I guess that's okay. As long as nothing gets injected into her eyeball, everything's fine. Number 7. Selena Gomez. The former Wizards of Waverly Place star has been dodging surgery rumors left and right for a very long time. Fans have noticed her face changing over the years. The side-by-sides from her Disney days show drastic changes in her facial features. Not only does she clearly have some kind of a cheek filler, but her eyes are much more cat-like than the original form. Selena has admitted to using skincare products in the past designed to enhance features without the need of invasive surgery. However, no foundation on this earth can give Selena the features that she currently possesses. It comes as no surprise that Selena is actually a spokesperson for several beauty and cosmetic brands and has adamantly denied that she has received any kind of major surgeries. She's been shutting down rumors left and right for a very long time, even deleting photos from Instagram because they received such massive slews of negative comments. While it's never been confirmed if she actually received any work, just watching her on screen these days is enough to prove that the young Alex Russo we once knew has vanished into thin air. Number 6. Nicki Minaj. When it comes to Nicki Minaj and plastic surgery, she only has one response. What's good? No, she just denies it. Rumors have been flying around since the moment she first appeared on our screens and stages. Over the years, fans claim to have inside information that Nicki has received cheek implants, both in her face and her backside, with one of her closest friends turning on her in 2013 and claiming that she was given the 411 on the big old buns. But as with many things involving her looks, Nicki denies any enhancements of any kind. However, it doesn't take a super sleuth to realize that she has totally received some kind of work on her face. Side-by-sides show that Nicki did not have naturally shaped almond eyes when she first appeared on our screens. She may have never confirmed the surgery with her lips, but most certainly did with her eyes. because they're not the right shape now. Number 5, Ariana Grande. We have accepted that the former Nickelodeon star may have had some subtle procedures such as fillers or maybe even a rhinoplasty done. The jury's still out on whether or not she's had a nose job, as Ariana has never confirmed this and actually went as far to denying it on Twitter, although she does have a habit of sometimes editing her nose on Instagram, so it's kinda wishy-washy. We can't ignore the changes that we have seen in the past few years. The Santa Tell Me singer has been rumored to have had even more cosmetic procedures towards the end of 2022, causing her to look almost unrecognizable. The redhead that we all loved on Victorious and Sam and Cat seems to be a totally different person now. Ariana's eyes are more almond shaped, and she now has dimples in her cheeks when she smiles that she just never used to have. Ariana has never confirmed if she's received the surgery or not, but the face that we all knew and loved is hidden behind this new Ariana. Number 4, Kim Basinger. The 69-year-old actress and former model's face has looked suspiciously smooth and wrinkle-free in recent years, leaving many to believe that she's had some work done. A few years ago, a plastic surgeon named Dr. Omar Tillo weighed in on it to express his side, and he said that he thinks that she's received Botox, cat eye surgery, and dermal fillers. He claimed that if you look at previous photos, you can see apparent lines and wrinkles around Kim's eyes. These could be treated with anti-wrinkle injectables such as Botox. She also has clear lines around her mouth, which could be the result of being smoothed out with dermal fillers. Kim's skin also seems to be fresher with a more even complexion. This could be due to several factors such as laser treatments. A second expert named Reza Nizab agreed and added that he believed she might have also had a fat transfer or a facelift. This could explain the almond-shaped eyes behind the massive cheeks. Back in 2012, Kim's daughter, Ireland Baldwin, insisted that her mother had not received any plastic surgery while calling her the most naturally beautiful woman there ever was or will be. Ladies, if you want to avoid Botox and any other skin treatment, she said, ladies, if you want to avoid Botox or other skin treatments, listen to my mom. She hasn't had one treatment done because she stayed completely out of the sun all these years. Yeah, she wrote that on Instagram. I don't think that's true. Kim herself has never actually addressed the speculation surrounding her looks, but number 3, Renee Zellweger. When we first met Renee in the cult classic Empire Records, she was a baby face with bangs and brown lipstick, but nowadays she is unrecognizable. After making a name for herself starring as Bridget Jones, she continued to star in several comedies and romantic flicks alongside performers like Jim Carrey, Keanu Reeves, and Tom Cruise. In 2019, she reinvented herself, appearing on the show What If on Netflix. Fans were shocked to see the differences between her 90s glory and her current state. Her eyes were noticeably smaller, her cheeks were more pronounced, and according to several sources, she had received cat eye surgery a few years back to help combat the effects of aging. What it accidentally did was make it so that Renee always looked like she's squinting. While she delivered a solid performance on the show, fans were distracted by the stiff facial features of their main actor. Number 2, Catherine Zeta-Jones. When she attended the premiere of Entrapment in June 1999, she had the beginnings of crow's feet, especially when she smiled, but as the years went by, it seemed like the crow's feet vanished into thin air. By the time this past year rolled around and she made a return to the mainstream starring as Morticia Addams in the Netflix series Wednesday, she was a completely different human being. Her skin was so smooth and her eyes were smaller than they once were, looking exactly like you would picture a person with fresh cat eye surgery to look. Catherine was rumored to have received surgery after she was photographed entering a clinic in Beverly Hills. She's never actually confirmed that she received this specific surgery, but it's pretty impossible to hide the obvious changes in the shape and condition of your face. Number 1, Jocelyn Wildenstein. This New York socialite is no stranger to the world of media. Ever since the mid-1990s, she's been famous around the world for being a literal cat woman, having received so many plastic surgeries that she now resembles a cat. I don't know, she looks more like a lion to me, but lion woman doesn't have as nice of a ring to it. Her journey started with the titular cat eye surgery, but it was just the first in many steps to get that perfect face. According to her friends and family, the surgeries were not intended to give her a Barbie-like face, but rather that of a lynx, which had apparently been her pet for a while. While she wasn't famous for a long time, it was the photos that were shared following her divorce from husband Alec that got her into the mainstream. Most of the attention was drawn to her looks, and she was quickly dubbed the Catwoman by the entire world. Despite being worth millions of dollars, Jocelyn has faced financial struggles over the past few years, and at one point even being sued by American Express for owing them $70,000 in credit. Her cat eyes may be trapped behind a massive layer of plastic and silicone, but they will always be the first step taken down the rocky road.
Beginning our countdown at number 10 is Pamela Anderson. The Baywatch icon started making headlines in 2018 after looking unrecognizable at the Cannes Film Festival. She will always be an icon, but people still hold onto her looks from Baywatch, so now that she looks different, people say she looks like a totally different person. At the festival, she ditched the heavy makeup and the hair extensions and showed off more of her natural beauty. But that just showed people how different her face looks now after having work done throughout the years. She's always been transparent about her cosmetic procedures and says that beauty does play a part in her happiness. She said, "I know it sounds like a cliche, but happiness has a lot to do with beauty. Calm, peacefulness, and not constant stress are very, very important to feeling beautiful and confident." So even though she looks different than the girl in the red bathing suit running down the beach, she is still beautiful, and more importantly, she is happy. Up next, number 9, we have Gene Simmons. The 71-year-old rock star changed his face by going under the knife, but says he would not recommend anyone else to get plastic surgery despite the fact. He and his wife Shannon Tweed had his and her facelifts together back in 2007, and even though he doesn't regret it, he wouldn't suggest it. He talked about his cosmetic procedures and said, "I don't recommend anything that I've done to anyone. Just because I order something off the menu doesn't mean you should." He actually went under the knife on his reality TV show Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, where he tried to prove that couples who get surgery together stay together. His wife spoke about her decision to get it done with him at the time and said, "I didn't want him to look younger than me." Good news is they are still together. So maybe couples who do get plastic surgery together really do stay together. I'm not doing it though. I'd rather be single. I'd rather be freaking single. Moving on to number 8, we have Lil' Kim. For years now, media outlets have written countless articles about how plastic surgery damaged her career. She was once causing waves in the male-dominated field of rap music back in the late 90s and early 2000s. But over the years, her career seemed to fade out. She received heavy criticism for the drastic change in her look, but then she opened up about why she changed her face so much. She has opened up about it and said she always felt like she wasn't pretty, and she first got plastic surgery after getting facial injuries caused by an ex-boyfriend. During a physical altercation, she was left with a broken nose, black eyes, and then she went under the knife to fix her nose. But then the injuries just continued after that as she stayed in the relationship, and she kept undergoing different procedures, which she covered up by saying she was having an allergic reaction, and that's why her face was swollen. In recent years, she said that she cheated by using plastic surgery, saying that she didn't think she was good enough and thought that plastic surgery would make her feel better about herself. This makes me so sad because I've written other lists about her in the past about plastic surgery and stuff, and I just thought she got it. I had no idea the backstory, anything like that. And it's like, man, the poor thing. In spot number 7, we have Renee Zellweger. Throughout the decades of her career, we have seen the actress transform her body and looks into the roles that she's playing, but off screen, her look changed too. Some people say her journey with plastic surgery actually cost her her career at one point in time. She took a 6-year hiatus, and plastic surgery and the pressure she was feeling might have something to do with it. But she is happy that people talk about how different she looks now. During a more recent interview, she said, "I'm glad folks think I look different. I am living a different, happy, more fulfilling life, and I am thrilled that perhaps it shows." For a while, she dodged questions about getting work done on her face, but then later admitted to altering her face and having surgery on her eyes. The reason for doing so? She told the press, "It is no secret a woman's worth has historically been measured by her appearance." I'm curious, do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's keep it calm, cool, collected in the comments below, but let's talk about it. I think she brings up a good point. Cruising into number 6, we have Barry Manilow. For years now, fans have wondered just how much plastic surgery he has gotten, but they never got a direct answer from him. According to several media outlets, he has undergone a facelift, eyelid surgery, cheek implants, a nose job, and got Botox injections. But in 2003, he made headlines for reportedly getting both an upper and lower facelift, which changed his appearance drastically. However, a month before that, he had confessed he broke his nose and would have to undergo surgery for it, and some people believe that that was just a story he told beforehand as a way to cover up the plastic surgery he was gonna get a month later. When he was being asked personally about his face and if he has had work done, he never really talks about it. He just simply says that he inherited his smooth skin from his father. So unless he talks about it openly, we may never know the exact truth. Halfway through the list at number 5 is Alexa Ray Joel. Billy Joel's daughter was making headlines after her changing look shocked everyone when she stepped out for her performance in New York City in 2018. It is always a big change seeing celebrity kids grow up because naturally they're going to look a lot different, but the 28-year-old's new face was turning heads and people were quick to speculate that she has undergone the knife. She denied claims that she had work done to her face besides the nose job, which she admitted to way back in 2010, but people weren't buying it. She posted a long caption on Instagram to comment on the rumors and said that her changing face was simply the magic of her makeup artist. She wrote, "I would just like to add that all of the continuously circulating rumors that I have had extensive face work and undergone breast augmentation are simply and entirely false." She reminded her fans she only had a nose job in 2010 and stood firm on the fact that she has had no other work done. Here now at number 4, we have Kylie Jenner. Now I know she will never be unrecognizable because she is Kylie Jenner and she has become known for her current look, but she has not always looked like this. Anyone who's become a fan of her in recent years would think that she's always looked this way, but have you ever looked at her before pictures next to her current ones? In recent years, people have criticized her changing look and rumors started claiming that she had gone under the knife, but she has never admitted to that. In 2015, she told Cosmopolitan, "You guys have watched me grow up since I was 9. My face is going to get different. Now I know how to do my own makeup, contour, and everything. I'm not against surgery. I would never say no, but I don't desire it right now." But since that was in 2015 and she said she's not against it, people think that in recent years she might have had some work done besides her breasts and butt, which we all know about, obviously. In our third spot is Lisa Rinna. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills standout told Daily Mail that getting lip injections at 24 paved the path for her beauty brand. She has made jokes during interviews saying that her lips have had a career of their own because they started making headlines since the moment that she got them done. The feedback wasn't very positive, but she said as the years went on, people were more accepting of them. From that, she created her own lip beauty brand and sold kits which had lip liner, lip gloss, lipstick. That way people could achieve the same look but without getting fillers. So was she before Kylie or what? Who did it first? It is not just her lips that have changed though. When seeing before pictures of her, you would think it is a totally different person. Media outlets often say she has gone overboard with her appearance after living her life as one of the Real Housewives, but she has always remained confident despite the rumors and criticism. Taking over spot number 2 is Melanie Griffith. It's really no surprise that her look has changed over the years since she's been in the spotlight for so long now. But she has always been open about her decisions to get plastic surgery despite facing a lot of criticism for it. When she first got the work done, she said she didn't realize just how drastic the changes were until people started pointing it out, asking her what happened to her face. She revealed that it got so bad to a point that she went to a different doctor and started dissolving some of the previous stuff that her other doctor had put in. But that was back in 2017. In 2020, more rumors sparked up again claiming that she had even more work done in recent months, altering her appearance even more. No confirmation has been given on the recent plastic surgery, but it is no secret that changes were made and she admitted to them in the past. Winning our number 1 place is Amanda Lepore. The trans singer and model gained fame for her changing appearance and was given the title of the most expensive body on earth. She is famously known for her numerous plastic surgeries and the fact that she is a totally new person now. She did a tell-all about her transition in her book called Doll Parts and explained that she started her transition at just 15 years old when she started taking hormones. So for her, she doesn't want to be recognized as who she was before all of the surgery. So what does the most expensive body on earth have done? She confessed to eye surgery to make her eyes bigger and more doll-like, a breast augmentation, a forehead lift, butt implants, lip injections, and having her bottom ribs broken so she could achieve a smaller waist. It has been reported that the total cost of all of her cosmetic surgeries is well over $1 million, but she does not know the exact amount. So technically she might not have the most expensive, but she still holds the title.
Number 10, Zac Efron. The High School Musical star really shocked fans with how different he looked in 2021 when a video surfaced online of his face looking extremely altered. When Zac appeared on camera for a virtual Earth Day event, everyone was totally distracted by his new appearance. Not only did he no longer have his iconic baby face look, but some people suggested that he had an altered jawline and enhanced lips, and suspected that he'd had, at the very least, some Botox done. It's true that he looked a little bit puffy or possibly swollen, but of course, camera angles, makeup, and poor lighting also could have contributed to the drastically different appearance. When the video started making the rounds on social media, popular TikTok surgeon Dr. Yun suggested that Zac might have gotten oral surgery, which would explain his swollen jaw, which would happen if your wisdom teeth were taken out or you had some kind of other intensive dental surgery. But fans were not happy about the doctor's comments and accused him of trying to capitalize on Zac's popularity to gain attention. Although he does look different now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. The actor went on both The Ellen Show and Jimmy Kimmel Live recently and just looked a whole lot more mature. In fact, he seemed to have really grown into his features in the best way possible. Number 9, Khloe Kardashian. The Keeping Up with the Kardashian star is known for being the funniest and most laid back of all the sisters. But over the years, fans have seen such a drastic change in her appearance that it can only be put down to excessive plastic surgery. And while the reality star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to go under the knife. Quote, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her 3rd face transplant, but I've only had 1 nose job and everyone gets so upset. Like, why don't I talk about it? No one's ever asked me." She also revealed that she has done injections, but not really Botox, because when she tried it, her face responded horribly, but all the surgery was probably because of something deeper. In fact, later in the episode, Khloe explained how she experienced body image insecurity when doing photo shoots with her sisters, saying they would receive racks and racks of clothes, and I was told by so many different stylists I was given about 2 or 3 pieces of clothing, but not to worry because I would be in the background anyway, which is pretty unfortunate because being treated like that would upset just about anybody. Number 8, Rebel Wilson. The Australian actress has been in comedy since the early 2000s, but her career really took off a decade later in movies like What to Expect When You're Expecting, Struck by Lightning, and of course, Pitch Perfect. She's always been a huge health and body positive advocate and has frequently opened up about her health journey. But the reason Rebel Wilson looks so drastically different in 2022 is that she has actually been working on her health and fitness since late 2019, and she has seen massive results. In a candid interview with the BBC, she talked about the differences in how she's being treated now. Quote, "Sometimes being bigger, people don't necessarily look twice at you. Now that I'm in good shape, people offer to carry my groceries to the car and hold doors open for you. And you think, is this what other people experience all the time?" So even though Rebel seems to be a lot happier now, she's also pointed out something that's really worth discussing. Her health journey has been a very public one, so it's great that the actress has decided not to hold back when talking about all the challenges that she's faced throughout. And she's certainly become an inspiration for others to make positive changes to their health. Number 7, Miley Cyrus. The 29-year-old singer and actress has lived so many lives already. She's been a Disney star, a country singer, then she moved to R&B for a while and back into pop. Miley has always been an eccentric performer. I mean, who can forget twerking against Robin Thicke at the MTV VMAs in 2013? But her whole style and aesthetic did a complete 180 somewhere around 2020 when she started embracing all things rock and roll. These days she looks completely unrecognizable with a platinum blonde mullet, metallic blue smoky eyeshadow, and a blue and white striped dress. She actually looks like an 80s rock star. The aesthetic change appears to be part of her newest musical era for her newest rock album, Plastic Hearts. It's still up for debate whether Miley is going for a more grunge or glam rock, but it's clear that she's chosen a whole nother genre for herself when it comes to not only style but music. After hearing her cover of Blondie's Heart of Glass, which was released as a single in late September, it became clear to so many that her voice is really suited to rock and roll. Alongside her cover of Zombie by the Cranberries and her own song Midnight Sky, it seems like she's really grown into her voice and found the perfect look for the genre. Number
Number 6. Adele. Ever since her music blew up in the early 2010s, the powerhouse singer has released hit after hit. Her albums 21, 25, and 30 became instant successes, with all 3 topping number 1 on nearly every worldwide music chart. But fans were really shocked in 2020 when Adele made a post on social media that showed her completely transformed look. In fact, she joked about the change in her opening monologue for SNL, saying, "I know I look really different since you last saw me, but actually because of all the COVID restrictions, I had to travel light and I could only bring half of me, and this is the half I chose." The 34-year-old looks extremely happy these days, and she's recently opened up about the healthy lifestyle changes she made that helped her lose 100 pounds in 2 years. But she knows that plenty of negative comments have surfaced about her new look, and she told British Vogue, "My body has been objectified my entire career. It's not just now. I understand why it's a shock. I understand why some women especially were hurt. Visually, I represent a lot of women, but I'm still the same person." So it's clear that Adele is very much herself, just with a newfound confidence. Number 5. Kesha. The singer shocked fans when she debuted her glamorous and sophisticated new look at the Studio 666 premiere in Hollywood. The 34-year-old was truly unrecognizable with a dark, short bob and a plain black dress in a major style transformation from her party girl days. Kesha wore a plunging, lace-up, short, tight black leather dress that accentuated both her chest and her legs. Her brunette hair was slicked back with natural-looking makeup. The Grammy Award winner has been known to drastically alter her appearance through the years, but her new, almost bare-faced look was a complete flip from her usual bright, eccentric style with heavy makeup and her signature long, wavy blonde hair. So making the change from blonde to brunette and chopping her hair into a chin bob length made all the difference in the world. But aside from desperately waiting for Kesha to release new music, fans are also longing for the conclusion of her lengthy legal battle with her former producer Dr. Luke, which has been ongoing since 2014. The defamation lawsuit against her seems like it's gonna go on forever at this stage, and it has really kept her career in a kind of limbo. But it's clear that she's already planning some kind of a comeback with her new style. Number 4. Linda Evangelista. The Canadian fashion model was undoubtedly one of the top supermodels from the 1990s and is regarded as one of the most accomplished and influential models of all time. In fact, she's been featured on over 700 magazine covers, but Linda hasn't really been seen in public very much in the last 5 years or so, and fans recently found out why. In September last year, she took to Instagram and revealed that she had undergone cool sculpting treatment to her face, which she says left her unrecognizable, as it allegedly caused fat cells in her face to multiply. Quote, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured." She went on to say that the procedure actually did the opposite of what it was promised. In fact, what happened to her was a rare but serious side effect of cool sculpting, and the model said the treatment not only destroyed her livelihood, but sent her into a cycle of deep depression, profound sadness, and the lowest depths of self-loathing, which is extremely sad when you consider just how much it would have affected her self-esteem. Number 3. Iggy Azalea. The Australian rapper made her US debut in 2014 with the release of her first album, The New Classic, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard rap chart. From her collaborations with some of our favorite pop princesses to her gorgeous curves, Iggy Azalea has consistently commanded headlines all over the globe. But recently, a lot of it has been plastic surgery rumors, considering how much her appearance has changed over the years. Confirming the suspicions, the Aussie hitmaker admitted that she has had rhinoplasty. She said, "I'm not denying it. Denying it is lame. I don't think you should be ashamed if you've made a change to yourself, which is why I've spoken about the changes I've made, like with my breasts." Iggy was always pretty straightforward about her decision to have surgery, saying, "Your perception of yourself can change a lot over time, so I think it's important to wait and make sure it's the right choice. Plastic surgery is an emotional journey. It's no easy feat to live with your flaws and accept yourself, and it's no easy feat to change yourself. Either way you look at it, it's a tough journey." Which is a great message to get out there, considering that there's still a lot of stigma behind just admitting to having done plastic surgery in the first place. Number 2. Sharon Osbourne. The former The Talk panelist is no stranger to plastic surgery, and it really seemed to work with her over the years, considering her appearance was never altered too drastically. But all that changed in late 2021 when she got a facelift that, in her own words, ended up making her look like a cyclops. Quote, "I had a full facelift done in October, and I looked like one of those effing mummies that they wrap with bandages
bandages. She told the Sunday Times that the whole thing hurt like hell, but what was even worse is that all the pain never really paid off for her. Sharon said that after the more than 5-hour surgery, she was left looking horrendous, and she even told the surgeon, quote, "You've got to be effing joking. One eye was different to the other. I looked like an effing cyclops. All I need is a hunchback." It sounds funny, but it would have been a nightmare for her. Even her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was totally against the results. Fortunately, she was able to undergo reconstructive work, and she's now a lot more satisfied with her appearance. And coming in at number 1, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Of all the famous twins in Hollywood, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are probably the most mysterious. The former child stars announced an abrupt and permanent retirement from acting more than 15 years ago, and ever since then they've kept a low profile. But the twins are still hard at work on their fashion line and other business endeavors. But when photos surfaced over the years of Mary-Kate looking drastically different from Ashley, fans began speculating that one or both sisters may have had plastic surgery. People were pretty rude when it came to targeting the appearance of both of them, with some outlets reporting that Ashley underwent a botched facelift and that Mary-Kate looked a lot older. In fact, one plastic surgeon who spoke to Life and Style magazine insisted that the changes could have come from other factors, such as nicotine products or lifestyle changes. The sisters looked surprisingly similar when they were younger, which caused most people to assume that they were identical, but they're actually fraternal twins, which might help explain their physical differences now. The girls did have a brief chance to get back on the screens recently in the revival of their original show, Fuller House, but they just weren't interested in participating, which seemed to disappoint a lot of fans. But it only served to make them more mysterious as they continue to live ever so private lives.
First off, we have Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan, who's known for her sweet, innocent look, unveiled a dramatically different look in recent years. Ryan appeared in various rom-coms and series in the 80s and 90s that matched her bubbly personality. It was a time that demonstrated her external and internal beauty. However, female heroine roles eluded the actress in recent years. She decided to go for the classic Real Housewives of Beverly Hills look and change the natural grace that she had during her prime. Her new appearance sparked debates among fans and the general audience about whether she got work done. The most obvious thing Meg Ryan got done is cheek filler or fat transfer to her cheeks, doctors say. When she smiles, the filler seems to move up, making her eyes look smaller, one doctor said. Surgeons believe Meg may have had too much Botox on her forehead, which dropped to the brows during time. As a result, her eyes looking smaller. Although she still looks absolutely beautiful, it is safe to say everybody misses her cute innocence from the 80s and 90s. Next up, we have Mickey Rourke. This American actor first appeared in Body Heat in 1981 before showing his acting prowess in his preceding films. It's nothing new to compare Rourke's work with the likes of James Dean, even Robert De Niro. His re-emergence in the 2000s with prominent roles in Sin City 2005 and The Wrestler in 2008 solidified his status in Hollywood. Plus, he was once known as one of the film industry's most handsome stars. Unfortunately, plastic surgery made his career dwindle. With his bad boy persona in 80s cinema, a botched plastic surgery changed the public's perception of him. The general audience argues that he had cheek and maybe chin implants. He lost his original tough guy packaging after the surgeries. In 2009, Rourke admitted that his looks did change because of botched plastic surgery. He said most of it was done to mend his boxing injuries. However, he went to the wrong guy to put his face back together, resulting in an extremely changed look. Next up, we have Madonna. At the 2023 Grammys, Madonna revealed her new look, and fans were, let's just say, confused. Some calling her a quote alien trying to blend in as a human, and others blatantly calling her quote hideous. 2 days after the Grammys, Madonna slammed people who chose to focus on her looks instead of the speech she gave before the historic performance she introduced. Sam Smith and Kim Petras were the stars that she was introducing that night. Instead of focusing on what I said in my speech, which was about giving thanks for the fearlessness of artists like Sam and Kim, many people chose to only talk about close-up photos of me taken with a long lens camera by a press photographer that would distort anybody's face, she captioned an Instagram video on February 7th. The pop icon went on to say that she is once again caught in the glare of ageism and misogyny that permeates the world we live in. Madonna says this world does not, quote, celebrate women past the age of 45 and will punish her if she continues to be strong-willed, hardworking, and adventurous. I have never apologized for any of the creative choices I've made, nor the way that I look or dress, and I'm not going to start today, the 7-time Grammy winner continued. I have been degraded by the media since the beginning of my career, but I understand that this is all a test, and I'm happy to do the trailblazing so that all the women behind me can have an easier time in the years to come. In the words of Beyonce, you won't break my soul. Next up, we have Miss Ariana Grande. Now, this one is not as noticeable as the other celebs we talked about, but fans are still wondering what happened to her face. YouTube videos went viral in 2023 and 2022 titled, quote, "What happened to Ariana's face?" and "Ariana's eyes are weird." Here's what we know about Ariana Grande's alleged plastic surgery. 1. A nose job. Ariana Grande allegedly had a rhinoplasty procedure to reduce her nose size and shape it more naturally. This is one of the most common types of rhinoplasty procedures performed on celebrities because it gives them an instantly slimmer face, which makes them appear younger than their actual age. Number 2. Surgeons think she's had a brow lift. According to sources close to Ariana Grande, it is true that she has undergone a brow lift surgery. That is in order to eliminate the sagging skin under her eyes and make her look more youthful. It can do that by helping you look less tired or stressed out while also removing that angry look from your face. Number 3, surgeons think that she has had a facelift in recent years. Another common procedure that many stars go through is facial rejuvenation with fillers such as Botox injections. It helps prevent wrinkles from forming around their eyes or mouth area over time due to their age. Ariana even got emotional in a video posted on Vogue's YouTube channel recently where she actually admits she no longer continues the Botox treatment and she felt like she was, quote, hiding herself under all those cosmetic procedures. Next up, we have the late Joan Rivers. In 2010, at 23 years old, Rivers revealed that she underwent 10 cosmetic procedures in one day, including a chin reduction, brow lift, and Botox injections. This beloved American comedian, host, and actress paved her way into stardom with her natural beauty. However, it comes as no surprise when plastic surgery enters the equation of a celebrity's life. She has had multiple procedures like facelifts, neck lifts, to name a few. In an interview with her husband Spencer Pratt, she said that she was too young to make life-changing decisions. She said she was under so much pressure from what she saw on the internet, it made her do these surgeries. But Joan Rivers said that everybody should take plastic surgery seriously. For her, the recovery was devastating. Her heart even stopped for a bit, which made her more transparent about all the work that she has gotten done. Next up, we have Jocelyn Wildenstein, a Swiss socialite formerly married to billionaire Alec Wildenstein. When in 1999 Alec filed for divorce, she reportedly spent $4 million on various surgeries. She denies having excessive plastic surgery, citing it's just her Swiss heritage, but admitted to one surgery to make her eyes more cat-like. According to her ex, Alec Wildenstein, she was thinking that she could fix her face like a piece of furniture. Skin does not work that way, he says. Wildenstein claims that she has not had any income at all for the last 8 years after her ex-husband's former family cut her off from her $100 million annual divorce settlement payments. The Swiss-born socialite decided to make a 2-part docuseries and potential TV show produced by the team behind the hit Keeping Up with the Kardashians because all her money's gone. I have a huge problem with my settlement, she told The Telegraph at the luxurious Mayborn Hotel in LA. Since 8 years, they have completely cut me off, she says. Wildenstein, now 82, rose to fame in the 1990s during her high-profile divorce from her art-dealing husband, Alec Wildenstein, from which she received a whopping $2.5 billion in the settlement and $100 million each year afterwards. Next up, we have Miss Donatella Versace. Her designs for Versace may spark 1,000 copycats, but there's no danger of women following suit when it comes to her new face. 20 years ago, the fashion guru had naturally full lips and very smooth skin, but as she stepped out 10 years ago in 2014 for the first time since major surgeries, her face was striking for all the wrong reasons. Users on Reddit have shared their opinions And some of these comments are not the nicest, let's just say. Why is her face slick like Vaseline? She looks like a Muppet. And why does she look extraterrestrial? Are some of the top comments on the thread. Next up, we have Zac Efron. Considering that Zac Efron has literally grown up on screen, his fans are pretty familiar with his famous good looks. From his wholesome start as a teen star in High School Musical, through his recent dramatic turn in The Iron Claw, audiences have seen him through a variety of stages. When the heartthrob started looking noticeably different in recent years, they were understandably curious. Thankfully, there's no speculation necessary. Efron himself has been fairly candid about what has led to the transformation in his appearance. Zac Efron's famous face does look a bit different nowadays. The former Disney star revealed that he did have to undergo some medical procedures, but not for the cosmetic reasons some people might assume. In a 2022 interview with Men's Health, the actor revealed that his enlarged jawline was actually due to an old injury. While running in socks in his home in 2013, Efron slipped and smashed his chin against the granite corner of a fountain. The injury was so severe he lost consciousness, and when he woke up, his chin bone was hanging off his face. As for how the 2013 injury impacted his appearance so many years later, he explained to Men's Health that it related to his masseter muscles overcompensating for the injured muscles in his face, combined with his temporary failure to continue physical therapy. Our next celebrity is Miss Dolly Parton. Dolly is a country music legend known for hits like I Will Always Love You and 9 to 5, but she's equally known for her plastic assets as well. One of the first times she admitted to getting work done was in 1977 in an interview with Barbara Walters. But honestly, Dolly, we love you and you look great. Our final celebrity today is Kylie Jenner. Since her initial debut on reality television, Kylie Jenner has undergone a significant, very dramatic shift from her lips to even her skin tone. Her latest new image, however, showcases a larger butt and a smaller waist. Most likely, a Brazilian butt lift or buttock implants were used to achieve the new look. To create a lower waist and a bumpier back, the Brazilian butt lift combines severe body sculpting with liposuction. For reference, a BBL employs liposuction to remove fat from other parts of the body, in other words, moving things around. Often the fat on the stomach or thighs is sucked out and injected into the buttocks. In a recent episode of the family show The Kardashians, Kylie said she would reverse the decision to get plastic surgery if she could. "I wish I never got it done to begin with," she told her BFF. "I recommend anyone thinking about it to wait after having children." She went on to say that her daughter Stormy, 5 years old, helped her keep things in perspective. "Obviously I have a daughter too. I'd be heartbroken if she wanted to get her body done at 19, like Kylie did. She's the most beautiful thing ever." First up, we have Joan Van Ark. Once a leading face of primetime soaps, Joan Van Ark underwent several adjustments, including rhinoplasty and cheek augmentation that resulted in disastrous results. The Dallas and Knots Landing star, now 76, has gone through several surgeries and procedures that removed all gracefulness of her aging. Van Ark has received everything from Botox, lip fillers, lip augmentation, eyelid reconstruction. Users on Reddit were shocked by her new appearance. One user saying, quote, "White people and various members of the Jackson family have got to stop this madness. And the plastic surgery is horrible. And the makeup is not helping her at all," another user says. "Why does it look so metallic? Poor woman." Next up, we have Bobby Norris. Bobby Norris is an English television actor known for his appearances on The Only Way is Essex. Despite rumors of a facelift and chin reduction, the 35-year-old Norris has actually had minimal work done. But the procedure that he has done is just so bizarre that it took the world by surprise. The reality star underwent a beard transplant, which has made his cheeks noticeably overfilled and puffy. This cosmetic change rendered him unrecognizable and made a negative impact on his career. Recently, Bobby made news when he was in a serious motorcycle accident last November. He is thought to have suffered nasty head injuries after the accident when he landed on his head and was treated by emergency services who rushed to the scene. A source told The Sun, quote, "Bobby was crossing the road when a motorbike came out of nowhere. He was sent flying up in the air and landed on his head after being driven straight into at speed. It was a shocking sight for those who were close by when it happened. Police arrived at the scene, as did a paramedic on a bike, who then called for an ambulance. He was quickly taken to UCLH hospital for tests. Our next celebrity is Courtney Cox. American actress, producer, and director Courtney Cox is notoriously recognized by the excessive and unfortunately disastrous procedures that she has done to her face. Well known for her role in the hit TV show Friends, the now 57-year-old actress has undergone a facelift and several filler injections around the cheeks, lips, and eyes. Courtney has since expressed her regret for the treatments. She had all her filler dissolved in 2017 since she felt she did not look like herself, and has admitted that she has, quote, messed up when it came to using fillers. The Friends star opened up in the Los Angeles podcast saying it was, quote, a domino effect that she hadn't realized she looked a little off. You look in the mirror and go, oh, that looks good, she says. You don't realize what it looks like to be the outside person. Next up, we have Jennifer Grey. Grey went under the knife and had a nose job after shooting to fame in Dirty Dancing, but she later admitted that it changed her look a bit too much when it came to her acting career. The Mirror quoted her as saying in 2012, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous. It was the nose job from hell. I'll always be this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job." The two surgeries, which Grey refers to as schnozageddon, took place after Grey starred as Baby Houseman opposite Patrick Swayze in the 1987 smash hit Dirty Dancing. After Dirty Dancing, I was America's sweetheart, she says, which you would think would be the key to unlocking all my hopes and dreams. But it didn't go down that way, she says in her new memoir. Grey recalls that after Dirty Dancing, there was still not a surplus of parts for actresses who looked like me. She was apparently told that her nose was a, quote, problem, with one plastic surgeon wondering after watching Dirty Dancing why she hadn't had a nose job before. My so-called problem wasn't really a problem for me, she says, but since it seemed to be a problem for other people and it didn't appear to be going away anytime soon, by default it became my problem. She writes, "It was as plain as the nose on my face." After consulting her mother and 3 plastic surgeons, Grey underwent 2 rhinoplasty surgeries to, quote, fine-tune her nose. A second surgery was meant to correct an irregularity caused by the first surgery, but left her nose truncated and dwarfed, rendering Grey practically unrecognizable to people that she had known for years. Next up, we have Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley, American businesswoman and former wife, of course, of Elvis, has received various procedures since being married to the late king of rock and roll. At 75, she had admitted to getting botched silicone cheek injections by a phony doctor. She also received repeated laser and Botox treatments, resulting in the waxy appearance of her new face. Priscilla has been in the headlines recently as her story is now being told on screen in the new film Priscilla, starring Jacob Elordi as Elvis. The film shows us the cracks in Elvis's Prince Charming veneer, the way he lavishes Priscilla with attention and then suddenly withholds it. Life at Graceland was lonely for her in those first years. Priscilla admitted to Closer Weekly in 2017. Elvis's controlling manager, Colonel Tom Parker, didn't want it known that his valuable client Elvis had a steady girlfriend, for fear that fans would give up their own hopes of being with Elvis and would stop buying records. And there weren't even any pictures of the pair allowed around the house. Parker was, quote, kind to her, Priscilla added, but he just didn't want fans to know that I was in the picture. And yet sometimes Elvis picked her up from school in a limo and flew her out to LA when he was making movies. It was a lifestyle so dangerous, Priscilla told People in 1978, that I'm just thankful I've come out sane. Next up, we have Heidi Montag. Back in 2010, the reality star traveled from California to her parents' home in Colorado to undergo an extensive list of cosmetic procedures. Heidi has had some really drastic surgery done and famously underwent 10 procedures in one single day. It sounds crazy when you think about how difficult that would be to recover from, considering it was all done at the same exact time. Heidi had her surgery day in late 2009, which included breast implants, making her an F cup, a brow lift, a nose job, lipo on her stomach and thighs, and a butt augmentation. The drastic photos of her new appearance hit the headlines in March of 2010, and the world was more than a little shocked. But But 3 years later, Heidi admitted to Us magazine she actually had really big regrets and health problems as a result. Quote, "I just didn't realize what I was really signing up for. It just sounds so minor when you have a surgeon describing so much of it to you." She also said that at the time she wasn't fully aware of the recovery time and the mental strain that would put on her, and she claims her surgeon left this out on purpose. She went on to have some of the work reversed, but mostly maintained her current look. Our next celebrity is Tara Reid. The American Pie star was one of Hollywood's it girls in the late 1990s and early 2000s. But while she was at the pinnacle of success in her career, she was also going through various issues stemming from botched plastic surgery, and she ended up missing out on a whole bunch of roles because of it. Tara claimed that in 2004, breast implants and liposuction surgeries left her with disfigurements that damaged her career. She told Us Weekly, quote, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." Tara said that after the procedure, she knew something was wrong when it came to her breast implants, but she was 6 months post-op when she realized that it had been terribly botched. Quote, "The actual center part where the areola is, instead of being a circle, it turned out to be a large square. It was horrifying." She also went through an infamous wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004, which resulted in her body going viral, which left her devastated. Tara said she cried and begged photographers not to release the photos because the last thing she wanted to happen was to have the whole world see it. Next we have Khloe Kardashian. The Keeping Up with the Kardashian star is known for being the funniest and most laid back of all her sisters, but over the years, fans have seen a drastic change in her appearance that can only be put down to plastic surgery. While she isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to go under the knife. Quote, "For me, everybody says, oh my gosh, she's had her 3rd face transplant, but I've had 1 nose job, and everyone gets so upset. Like, why don't I talk about it? No one's ever asked me." She also revealed that she has done injections, but not really Botox, because when she tried it, her face responded horribly to it. But all the surgery was probably because of something deeper. In fact, later in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe explained how she experienced body image insecurity when doing photo shoots with her sisters, saying they would receive racks and racks of clothes, and I was told by so many different stylists I was given about 2 or 3 pieces of clothing, but not to worry because I would be in the background anyway, which is pretty unfortunate because being treated like that would honestly upset anybody. Our final 2 celebs are combined. They are the Olsen twins. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were child stars in the 90s, appearing on the hit show Full House. But after their success as child stars, they stepped away from Hollywood and began experimenting with drinking and substance use. Also, plastic surgery. They used to be cute. Now they look like moms that smoke a lot, one Reddit user said. Another saying, "Maybe it's just me, but they look like those Easter Island giant head statues."
Number 10, Kendall Jenner. Now there have been rumors about the Kardashian crew getting cosmetic surgery since the moment that they first appeared on screen. Each and every member of this family has been accused of having either a nose job or cheek fillers, but Kendall has one noticeable difference that stands out from the rest of her family. In side-by-sides, Kendall's eyes are actually larger than they once were, as well as more almond-shaped. Several doctors have chimed in online and claimed that there's no way she could achieve this look just by using makeup, unless, there's some special magical substance that yanks your face back, which probably exists, but it's suspicious, which is basically what a ponytail facelift is, so it's really the only real explanation. Number 9, Selena Gomez. The former Wizards of Waverly Place star has been dodging surgery rumors left and right for a very long time. Fans have noticed her face changing over the years. Side-by-sides from her Disney days till now show drastic changes in her facial features. Not only does she clearly have some kind of cheek fillers, but her eyes are a lot more cat-like than the original form. Selena has admitted to using skincare products in the past designated to enhance features without the need of invasive surgeries. However, no foundation on this earth can give Selena the features that she currently has. It comes as no surprise to learn that Selena is actually a spokesperson for several beauty and cosmetic brands and has adamantly denied that she has received any major surgeries over the years. She's been shutting down rumors left and right for a very long time, even deleting photos from her Instagram because they received such massive slews of negative comments. Now, while it's never been confirmed if she's actually received any kind of of work, just watching her on screen is enough to prove that the young Alex Russo that a lot of people grew up with has vanished into thin air. Number 8. Bella Hadid. Bella is actually one of the main reasons that this surgery is becoming so popular. When you compare photos of Bella 10 years ago to the ones that are taken this year, it is night and day. Not only have her cheeks noticeably shrunken and become more toned, but her eyes are a lot more almond shaped, and Bella was one of the first people to openly admit to receiving this treatment as a way to further enhance her already obvious beauty. Bella has been drenched in plastic surgery rumors for a long time, and in 2018 she clapped back at her so-called haters, telling them that she was horrified of what plastic surgery could do to her face. While this ponytail surgery is not the most extreme surgery there is, it's still an invasive one, and it's one of the more sensitive areas of your face to take care of, but that's okay as long as nothing gets, injected into your eyeballs, right? Everything's fine. Number 7. Nicki Minaj. When it comes to Nicki Minaj and plastic surgery, she only has one response. What's good, Miley? No, she denies it. Rumors have been flying around since the moment she first appeared on our screens and stages, and over the years fans claim to have inside information that Nicki has received cheek implants, both on her face and on her backside, with one of her closest friends turning on her in 2013 and claiming that she was given the 411 on the big old buns, but as with many things involved with her looks, Nicki denies any enhancements of any kind. However, it doesn't take a super sleuth to realize that she has totally received some kind of work, right? Whether it's plastic surgery or not, she just looks different. Side by sides show that Nicki didn't have these naturally almond eyes like she has now when she first appeared on our screens. She may have never confirmed the surgery with her lips, but most certainly did with her face, because it looks different. Number 6. Ariana Grande. We have accepted that the former Nickelodeon star may have had some subtle procedures such as fillers, maybe some rhinoplasty. The jury's still out on whether she had a nose job, as Ariana has never confirmed this and actually went as far as denying it on Twitter, although she does have a habit of sometimes editing her nose on Instagram, so who knows? We can't ignore the changes that we've seen this year. The singer has been rumored to have even more cosmetic surgeries towards the end of this year, causing her to look unrecognizable. The redhead that we loved on Victorious and Sam and Cat seems like a totally different person. Ariana's eyes are more almond shaped, she has dimples in her cheeks when she smiles, and she never used to have. Ariana has never confirmed if she's received surgery or not, but the face that we know and love is hidden behind a new Ariana. Number 5. Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger is a former model whose face has looked suspiciously smooth and wrinkled free in recent years, leaving many to believe that she has had some kind of work done. A few years ago, a plastic surgeon named Dr. Omar Tillo weighed in on it to express, and he said that he thinks that she's received Botox, cat eye surgery, and dermal fillers. He claims that if you look at previous photos, you can see apparent lines and wrinkles around Kim's eyes, and these could be treated with anti-wrinkle injectables like Botox. She has also clear lines around her mouth area, which could be the result of being smoothed out with dermal fillers. Kim's skin is also much fresher and has more of a complexion. This could be due to several factors like laser treatments. A second expert named Reza Nazab agreed and added that he believed that she might have also had a fat transfer or a facelift. This could explain the almond-shaped eyes behind the massive cheeks. Back in 2012, Kim's daughter, Ireland Baldwin, insisted that her mother had not received any plastic surgery, while calling her the most naturally beautiful woman that there ever was or will be. Ladies, if you want to avoid any Botox, any other skin treatments, just listen to Ireland's mom. She hasn't had one treatment done because she stayed completely out of the sun all those years. She wrote it on an Instagram post. Kim herself has never addressed speculation surrounding her looks. Number 4. Catherine Zeta-Jones. When she attended the premiere of Entrapment in June 1999, she had the beginnings of crow's feet, especially when she smiled. But as the years went by, it seemed like those crow's feet vanished into thin air. And by the time this past year rolled around, she made a return to the mainstream, starring as Morticia Addams in the Netflix series Wednesday. She was a completely different human being, according to fans. Her skin was so smooth and her eyes were smaller than they once were, looking exactly like you would picture a person with fresh cat eye surgery to look like. Catherine was rumored to have received surgery after she was photographed entering a clinic in Beverly Hills, and she never confirmed that she received this specific surgery, but it's impossible to hide the obvious changes in the shape and face conditions. Number 3. Lil' Kim. For the past 25 years, she's been pushing the boundaries as a female rapper and breaking records. Lil' Kim's also considered to have pioneered mainstream love-positive feminism in hip-hop and has carved a path for many contemporary artists like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Cash Doll. In addition to her unique sound and lyrical matter, years, she's known for her breathtaking, flamboyant fashion style and advocacy work for various causes. However, the American rapper served as an unforgettable MTV moment that made heads turn a few years ago. It's tough to deny her natural presence and beauty. After her lip surgery and a series of facial surgeries, she became unrecognizable to fans. Literally, people at her concerts were like, "Hey, who's that?" This speaks volumes, especially in front of the people who adore you the most. It also means that Lil' Kim had too much work done. Staying relevant in the scene can be challenging as more female rappers rise to fame. Unfortunately, Lil' Kim's attempts to fix her perceived natural flaws took her commanding presence and gorgeous looks away. Number 2, Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay got her big break when Disney casted her to play 2 roles in the classic family comedy The Parent Trap. She played twin sisters Hallie Parker and Annie James, who randomly meet at a summer camp and discover their parents split them up when they were babies. The twins then hatch a plot to get mom and dad back together, and it is a great movie. I love it so much. Her career only seemed to rise from there, starring in cult classics like Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and Mean Girls as, the main character, Catty Heron. Unfortunately, her character took a step in the wrong direction when she was arrested in 2007 for driving under the influence of a controlled substance, for which she served 84 minutes in jail. Yes, minutes. Some people spend years in jail, but Lindsay got a little warning because she's Lindsay Lohan. Until 2022, her career was at an abrupt standstill, and she decided to take that time to make some cosmetic adjustments. She got some work done to herself, and the little Lindsay that we grew up with is now trapped behind a thin layer of silicone. Number 1, Cardi B. Cardi B has never been coy about the plastic surgery procedures that she's had done. During an Instagram Live in December 2022, she talked about a procedure she had done to her butt years ago, and it gave her followers a word of advice while doing so. Following the birth of her son, Wave, in 2021, Cardi B said that people thought she had work done when in reality she had gotten surgery in August to have 95% of her bipolymer bum injections removed. She went on to say that you should do your research and listen to doctors, and not just with, injections, but also anything involving your rear and all the other plastic surgeries and cosmetic surgeries as well. Like, really, just double check your sources, people. In 2019, the rapper got candid about having to cancel and postpone shows because of the need to recover from liposuction. And on Twitter, she talked about having to miss work for 2 weeks because of it. That same year, Cardi also told Entertainment Tonight that she had a chest lift after giving birth to her daughter, Culture, and was unhappy with needing to take time off. So Cardi's biggest thing is not that the procedures are bad themselves, but with the recovery time that it seems to take. Well, fear no more, Instalift is probably on its way, which is, I don't know, maybe that's a thing. I'm not a scientist.
At number 10, Jennifer Grey. Imagine investing in plastic surgery to look better just to watch your career tank after getting whatever procedure done. Well, that's what happened with actress Jennifer Grey, as getting a nose job was the worst mistake of her career and pretty much ended it. Jennifer Grey became super well known after her role in Dirty Dancing, but after her rhinoplasty, things went south for the actress's career. Her appearance wasn't necessarily botched from the surgery itself, as everything went according to plan, but maybe things went a little too well. After getting the surgery, her nose looked very different to how it looked before, and it completely changed her face. As a result, Jennifer found herself struggling to book roles and getting less and less work. Everyone knew her for her face, but since it had changed, became almost unrecognizable, and that wasn't good for her career. When speaking out about her procedure, she called it the quote, nose job from hell, because it pretty much botched her career. She thought that altering her nose would make things better for her because she would have had what she thought was a better appearance, but instead things just got worse. At number 9, Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox is best known for her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends. Though she had the looks when on the beloved sitcom, things changed after she got plastic surgery. Courtney became the unfortunate victim of botched Botox, and since then the actress has sworn off any kind of cosmetic procedures. Courtney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting that she get fillers here and there, and after one too many posts, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. Courtney was led down a dark path of cosmetic alterations to make herself look more youthful, but in the end, the actress said that all these procedures just led her to feeling more and more unhappy with her appearance. It was a vicious cycle for her. The fillers she got became so intense that Courtney eventually said enough is enough and got all the fillers in her face dissolved. Because she was left looking so unlike herself after getting botched, Courtney says that she now prefers to be all natural, embracing her natural beauty. Before we carry on talking about actors and their unfortunate plastic surgery mishaps, why not take a moment to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this one. At number 8, Tara Reid. Hollywood's It Girl Tara Reid Reid was making it big in the industry at the height of her career. That is, until she got a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career completely. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting. But this was where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath saying, quote, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." End quote. Things got even worse for her public image after a wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004 exposed her botched body to the world. A lot of people online ended up body shaming the actress, making the situation so much harder for her to deal with at the time. Even though she was able to correct the mistakes done to her appearance 2 years later, the damage was already done to her public image and career, showing us that not only was her body botched, but her career was as well. At number 7, Dana Delaney. There are a growing number of people out there getting Botox. A lot of young adults are starting to get fillers even though they don't really need to because it's seen as the new trend. Getting injectables seems to be the newest trend, probably because it's one of the least invasive plastic surgery procedures you can receive. But just because it's not a serious surgery doesn't mean there's no risk, and Desperate Housewives actress Dana Delaney can attest to that. Dana opened up about one of the worst procedures she received and one of people's biggest nightmares, that being Dr. Error. In 2003, Dana decided to go in to receive some Botox injections after her dermatologist convinced her to try it out. When she went in for the procedure, things went horribly wrong after the doctor performing the procedure injected the needle into the wrong place in her forehead and actually ended up causing quite a lot of damage. When he injected it into her forehead, the needle ended up striking a nerve. This then created a huge hematoma in her forehead and actually ended up killing the nerve that was struck. Unfortunately for Dana, this mistake was pretty serious because it ended up affecting the muscle in her right eye, which caused her eye to begin to droop down slightly. Dana spoke out about the experience saying, quote, "I noticed it more than anybody else, but I was symmetrical before and now I'm not." End quote. This procedure marked the first and last time she got any kind of plastic surgery done because she didn't want to risk getting botched again. At number 6, Ashley Tisdale. Here's a celebrity whose own body botched their plastic surgery results. Former Disney star Ashley Tisdale is another celebrity who's gone plastic and has experienced health complications as a result of getting work done. When Ashley first got her breast implants, she received the results that she was looking for. Ashley told her fans how before she got them done, she felt really insecure about her body, saying that she felt as though getting this procedure done would help her feel better about herself. Though this augmentation did help boost her confidence for a while, Ashley said that soon there came a time when the implants started to negatively impact her life and her health, saying, quote, "Little by little, I began struggling with minor health issues that were just not adding up. Food sensitivities as well as gut issues that I thought could be caused by my implants." End quote. The actress continued talking about how she made the decision to remove her implants to save herself from her health complications. Even though she walked away from the initial procedure with a good result, her health is really what got botched in the process. At number 5, Mickey Rourke. For a long time, people have made some pretty harsh comments about Mickey Rourke's face. In his early career, he was praised for his looks, but now not so much. A lot of people believe that he doesn't look anything like he used to, and a lot of that has to do with his botched plastic surgery having altered his appearance drastically. Mickey has spoken out about his altered appearance, saying that boxing is really what caused things to go downhill for him. Because he went in for reconstructive surgery from things that had been damaged through boxing, his face has never been the same. Speaking further on this, Mickey said, quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. I had my nose broken twice, I had 5 operations on my nose and 1 on a smashed cheekbone." End quote. If Mickey had gone to someone else for these procedures, maybe things would have been different and he wouldn't have gotten so botched. At number 4, Lara Flynn Boyle. Lara Flynn Boyle was stunning in the 90s when she acted on shows like Twin Peaks and The Practice, but in the early 2000s her look started changing drastically, specifically her lips. Over time, fans started to notice that her face started to look very unnatural, and as a result of her altered appearance, no one wanted to cast her anymore. Boyle commented before her procedures that she was scared of aging, as she knew that she would lose work, but her botched procedures are what have actually blacklisted her from the industry. In 2010, Paul S. Nassif told the Daily Mail, quote, "Lara Flynn Boyle appears to have had a rhinoplasty, lip augmentation, Botox, facial fillers, and possibly a brow lift and facelift." End quote. Nassif also said that Lara should refrain from any more procedures. Plastic surgeon Dr. Michael Saulhauser agreed, telling the outlet, quote, "Lara Flynn Boyle, I feel, has gone overboard with the fillers to her cheeks and lips."
end quote. At number 3, Jamie Lee Curtis. Now this one actually surprised me a lot because I never actually knew that Jamie Lee Curtis had gone under the knife, but apparently it happened and it wasn't pretty. The actress opened up about a procedure she had received before shooting a movie where she got the fat taken out from underneath her eyes because she said that she was looking puffy. Well, it turns out that this ended up a little botched and her looks weren't too great because when she got to set to start filming the movie, the cameraman actually said that he couldn't shoot her anymore because her face was messed up. Jamie recalled feeling super embarrassed because she had changed her looks too much. She also said that she was unaware of the fact that when you take fat from one area of your body, a quote, comes back in another place. Jamie took this botched experience as a learning moment and never tried a procedure like that again. At number 2, Heidi Montag. Heidi Montag is probably one of the most well-known celebrities for having received botched plastic surgery. In 2010, Heidi took her looks and her body to the limit and underwent 10 procedures in the same day. The procedures she received were neck liposuction, a brow lift, a nose job revision, a chin reduction, getting her ears pinned back, a second breast augmentation, fat injections in her cheek, liposuction in her waist, hip, and inner thighs, Botox in her forehead, and butt implants. So needless to say, there was a lot going on that day. In the aftermath of her dramatic transformation, Heidi opened up about her procedures, her regrets, and what went wrong. She said that her breast augmentation went too far as she made her chest too heavy for the rest of her body, and as if that wasn't bad enough, this long day of surgery took such a huge toll on her body that she actually flatlined for a minute during surgery. Heidi also said that these procedures left her with some pretty bad scarring as well. After all of this work, not only was her appearance botched, but her career was as well, as she ended up losing a lot of work because of this drastic change. And finally, at number 1, Zac Efron. Now this one isn't exactly a confirmed plastic surgery case, but it sure did cause a lot of commotion over the summer. There had been a lot of speculation concerning Zac Efron's supposed new look, as people started saying that Zac got some work done, and by some, I mean a drastic amount. Zac showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty different and very swollen. The lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done or some other kind of procedure, and people were super confused by this sudden transformation. The internet started debating whether or not he'd gotten surgery, with some people chalking this all up to Zac simply getting wisdom tooth surgery, using that to explain all the puffiness, but others weren't too convinced. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they thought that it looked like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. It was all just a very sudden change that a lot of people just weren't expecting. At number 10, Farrah Abraham. Usually when someone goes in for any kind of medical procedure, the doctor asks if you have any allergies, or they would do an allergy test on you to make sure that you won't have a negative reaction to whatever substance is entering your body. But for Teen Mom star Farrah Abraham, that allergy test didn't happen, and she had a horrible reaction when she received an experimental lip procedure. You might have seen the infamous photo of Farrah Abraham's botched lip procedure, but let me tell you the story of how she got in that mess. In 2015, the reality star revealed that she had a horrendous allergic reaction when she went under the knife for an experimental lip implant procedure. Farrah said that once she got the procedure done, she knew very quickly that something was wrong when she realized that the anesthesia wasn't working for her. The doctor tried to course correct, but things just kept getting worse. She just decided to continue on with the operation, but after the procedure was done and the implant was put in, that's when things took a turn for the worse. Turns out Farrah had an intense reaction to something during the procedure that caused her lip to swell up like crazy, leading to those crazy pictures. Now, because this was an experimental procedure, there's always the risk of something going wrong, but after coming clean about what happened to her, Farrah's doctor probably didn't get much business after that. At number 9, Carrot Top. Have you ever looked at a celebrity after a while and think to yourself, something just isn't right here? Well, that's what a lot of fans have been saying about Carrot Top. The comedian is pretty well known for his signature looks with his bright orange hair, freckles, and crazy expressions, so no one can mistake him, that's for sure. However, over the years, there's been speculation that the comedian has undergone a few cosmetic surgeries that have him looking a little different, and some say that whoever did this to Carrot Top needs to put the scalpel down. Even though he's denied ever having received plastic surgery and mostly credits his looks to his workout regimen and gym habits, there are others out there who believe that there's something a little artificial that the comedian has been hiding from his fans. It's believed that the comedian has received a number of plastic surgery procedures such as an eyebrow lift, Botox injections, lip filler, and laser peels, which many people see as a reason why his freckles are less evident. Because of the fillers and lifts, a lot of people think his face has been left looking too stiff and too fake, leading fans to label him as botched. Whoever did this to the comedian should probably stop, because not only do people think that the comedian looks plasticky, but he doesn't look like himself anymore. Now before I carry on with the video, I would like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like if you're enjoying it so far, and while you're at it, check out my gaming channel Viper Girl if you're interested in gaming content, because I've got some fun stuff going on over there and you should totally go check it out. At number 8, Courtney Cox. I know that for a lot of plastic surgeons out there, they just aim to please, so when a patient comes in with some kind of cosmetic goal in mind, they try to achieve that as best they can, but I think that maybe there comes a point where the doctor has to say no, because clearly there are other plastic surgeons out there who have yet to put their foot down, leading to a lot of celebrities going a little overboard with their looks. For actress Courtney Cox, this is pretty much how she got botched, because no one stopped her from going overboard with the Botox. Courtney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting she get fillers here and there, and after one too many pokes, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. In a way, Courtney got addicted to fillers, and she said that getting all of this work done didn't end up making her feel better. If anything, it left her feeling worse about her appearance than ever. The fillers got so intense that Courtney eventually said enough is enough and got all of the fillers in her face dissolved. The actress has said herself that she was left looking nothing like herself, and so maybe her doctor needs to be stopped, because instead of having her best interest at heart and saying no to too much work, they just let it all continue. At number 7, Wayne Newton. When you want to search up the worst celebrity plastic surgery results, singer Wayne Newton may show up, because he's gotten a lot of work done that makes people wonder, what did that doctor do to you? Because of the amount of work Wayne has had done, not only can he not move his face properly because of how tight everything is, but he's also left looking nothing like himself. After a guest appearance on an episode of The Bachelorette, so many people made the joke that after getting work done, Wayne has been left looking eerily similar to his wax figure. I mean, it's a little mean, but I can kind of see it. Wayne has never explicitly come out to say that he's had work done and which procedures he's received, but we can tell that it's been a lot, and that doctor did him pretty dirty. I'm not sure what it takes to make someone's face look so frozen like that, but it certainly isn't a natural result, so maybe this doctor needs to step away from the cosmetic surgeries for a while so no one else ends up looking frozen too. At number 6, Lil Kim. Another celebrity who's gone through a drastic cosmetics change is rapper Lil Kim. Lil Kim has received a lot of cosmetic surgery over the years for various reasons and with various outcomes, but after it all, she's left looking a little unlike herself. In interviews over the years, Lil Kim has spoken out about her plastic surgeries and what led her to get them. The rapper has said that some procedures were done to correct damage done to her by her ex-boyfriend, and other nips and tucks happened because she just didn't feel good about herself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to correct something that makes you feel insecure, and getting other things corrected that have been damaged can also be an important step in your life, but these procedures should also be done by good doctors, and from seeing the results Lil Kim has been left with, I'm not sure she went to the most credible source. This doctor needs to be stopped, because I know that Lil Kim could have been left with better results had someone gone about the procedure with more care or different techniques. At number 5, Amanda Lepore. American model and socialite Amanda Lepore has always been pretty upfront with her plastic surgeries and what it took for her to get like that. Amanda is pretty much a living Barbie doll because of how plastic she looks, and she is all about it. She's outlined the amount of procedures she's received and says that she has one of the most expensive bodies because of how much work she's had done. From nose jobs, brow lifts, and eyelid surgery to cheekbone, lip, and breast augmentation, pretty much everything has been altered in some way, but the one procedure that Amanda has received where this doctor probably should have been stopped was a surgery she received to remove her lower ribs to create a smaller waist. Now, call me crazy, but I feel like surgery as extreme as removing some of your bones is a little much and probably very unnecessary. I don't know how safe a procedure like that is, but it certainly can be the greatest thing for you. Maybe this doctor should step away from the operating table for a bit. At number 4, Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow is one celebrity who's gone to great lengths to hide his plastic surgeries. He flat out denies having ever received any kind of plastic surgery, but many of his fans aren't so sure that's the truth. You can tell that Barry has had work done, and a lot of people agree that it's not the greatest overall result. It's been reported over the years that Barry has undergone several procedures, including having received a facelift in 1995, a second facelift and eyelid surgery in 2003, and then a third facelift in 2005. After all that work, Barry has been left looking very tight in the face, very stretched out, and pretty unnatural as well. Many people out there consider Barry as one of Hollywood's plastic celebrities because of how these procedures have left him looking. Barry's plastic surgeon probably should have been stopped because he left his patient looking pretty unnatural and a little unflattering. If you're going to pay someone all this money to get work done, I would expect to come out looking improved but not fake, so if I were Barry, I would ask for my money back. At number 3, Lisa Rinna. As I mentioned with Courtney Cox's story, when it comes to getting work done, I feel like the doctor needs to keep their patient's best interest in mind. For these doctors, they have to think about what would look good on their patients and how to achieve it, but apparently there are a lot of doctors out there who don't seem to remember that, and they can create some pretty gnarly results. Take Lisa Rinna for example. The reality star opened up about her experience getting Botox and how she got botched because she and her doctor went a little overboard with the fillers. Lisa said that she decided to try getting Botox in her cheeks because all of her friends were getting it done and she wanted to try it out for herself, but after getting the injections, Lisa said, quote, "I saw a photo and was like, oh Jesus, that's not good. That is not good," end quote. Lisa has said that she's learned from her mistakes and won't be trying Botox like that again, but her doctor should also be taking Lisa's experience as a lesson on knowing when less is more. At number 2, LaToya Jackson. Though her late brother Michael was heavily criticized for his plastic surgery, a lot of people have cast the same judgment on LaToya Jackson because the work she had done isn't considered the most flattering. Some sources have commented on how similar LaToya and Michael looked after undergoing their respective cosmetic procedures, with many believing that they went to the same plastic surgeon because they both came out with pretty jarring features. A lot of people also think that whoever this plastic surgeon is needs to be stopped because they kind of botched the Jacksons. LaToya came out looking nothing like herself, and over the years she's gotten more and more plastic. This doctor did her so dirty because instead of maintaining her natural features that made her who she is, they totally erased that and gave her a completely new face. And finally, at number 1, Janice Dickinson. Janice Dickinson, who many people consider to be one of America's first major supermodels, has definitely changed in recent years. Janice is another celebrity who's fallen victim to too much plastic surgery, and it's a little sad. Janice has had some major cosmetic surgery and she's left looking nothing like her younger self. Janice has appeared on an episode of Botched during the show's first season to fix a breast augmentation that was done over 30 years ago, but that's not all people think have been botched on Janice's body. Many people say that her facelifts, Botox, and other alterations have also seemingly gone wrong. We don't know who did this, but they did Janice so dirty. Now I want you guys to tell me which celebrity plastic surgeon from this list needs to be stopped the most and why. I would love to hear your opinions on it, so leave me your thoughts down in the comments. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I've been your host, Bria Room, and until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and stay groovy, friends. Bye!